Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the show today. Very happy to have you all here. Hopefully you're having a beautiful sunny day like I am. I do have some hot coffee. I'm with a bunch of friends, so that's all good. And sometimes you just have to tell them no. Streamlabs keeps wanting me to stream to TikTok. No, Streamlabs. No TikTok.
No, you can want that, but you
Never
can't
mind.
have it.
No, they don't get it. Just like you got to tell Diddy no. Fair enough.
That's right.
Starting out with a blast. Today we're doing 2000 AD Part 2. We did it
Mhm.
before, and there's honestly, there's just so many characters that why shouldn't we? Just like we've done a bunch of Marvel
Dredd!
stuff and DC stuff. And what? Fred Flintstone?
Judge Dredd!
Oh, Judge Dredd. Well,
Judge Dredd.
yeah,
Of
it is
course.
Judge Dredd as well.
Exactly.
It's kind of interesting, guys. I saw this. I'm sure you've seen it on. There's like this super Panavision TV thing where they use AI and they create kind of the old, atomic age style movie trailers for various things.
Mhm.
And they're great. I love those things. But I saw one for the Jetsons. I want that. That needs to be a reality. Seriously, go check out the Jetsons Super Panavision. You'll agree with me. We need that in our lives. Anyway,
The Jets.
no,
Yeah.
it looks awesome, dude. It looks awesome. But the style, right? But anyway, let me go over here and hit the like and share button, and you guys please do the same. Let everybody know we're on here and doing 2000 AD and having ourselves some fun with the British stuff. And do British have anything else other than 2000 AD, or is that like it?
They have Marvel. They had Marvel UK for a while.
They did, but that doesn't count.
Oh wait, Death's Head counts.
Fair, and we did, and honestly, we probably got Captain Britain out of that, and he's one of my favorite characters. Well, the old Captain Britain, not what they've done with him now. But then again, the modern books are out of control, and I do love how all the movies coming out are from comic books made in the last so many years, not the original classics that were mega hits, not that stuff. No, we need the new stuff. Of course we do. But nevertheless, we're going to have ourselves some fun today. Hopefully, everybody's done their research and have chosen something interesting. There are a lot of characters. Let me go over here and take a moment. I might as well share now, kind of get it out of the way, and kind of take a look at the some of the characters we have here for a few minutes. So let me do this. Alrighty. Here we go. Now, of course, we get a Judge Dredd bad guy here, and Judge Dredd through the armpit. Nice. I like it. That's pretty cool. But of course, Judge Dredd is the most famous outside of Britain with this. I think the British certainly have themselves some slaying and some other things that they like. But we do have a list here. We get Judge Dredd, of course. We have Johnny Alpha. We have Finnegan Sinister. He's a hitman or a gun shark. That's pretty cool. I like that idea. We got Ramon Dexter, Tharg the Mighty. We talked about him before. Slain, of course, is another big one. Rogue Trooper. I actually watched a whole documentary on Rogue Trooper. It's a pretty interesting character. Another judge, of course. These are part of the same kind of war thing. More judges, but as you can see here, they have a huge array of different storytelling and ideas. Now, of course, they tell us that they're not comic booky, but they do carry some of the stories do carry a lot of comic book tropes. After all, they're just done in a very very kind of non tights and cape way. I don't know what it is about Americas and our need for tights, but then again, with the whole Diddy thing, maybe we're learning. It seems the entire entertainment industry in America is homosexual. It explains a lot, really.
I think it always has been.
Yeah, I think it always has been. Yeah. But it does explain a lot. It does. Yeah. But we've been indoctrinated, brainwashed. So, we like our tights.
Yeah, I wear tights and capes all the time. So.
I know. I mean, that's why you need the
That
Manscaped.
really doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
Anyway.
are we going to count Errol Flynn? If you're going to count Errol Flynn in that.
Yeah, well, he's Australian,
And Maureen
but we
O'Hare
claimed him.
said he was not. Maureen O'Hare said he definitely was more hetero. Probably.
Oh, well, Errol Flynn was. Matter of fact, 99% of all his trouble were women. The other 1%
He was
Yeah.
hetero, just on the wrong side of the spectrum, as in young.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He had a lot of
Yeah.
problems with the women's. But
Oh, yeah.
we all know what we're talking about here. I mean, it's been this thing for quite a while, and of course it's everywhere. But unfortunately, in America, it just is so insidious. We get scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal, and it just keeps going on, and no one really talks about it. I kind of would hope with this current scandal that there'll be some push. Because I mean, we haven't. No one's talked about this, but how is the black community going to deal with this situation? Turns out that all their hip hoppers are gay men, and all their young rappers coming up have been made gay men, including a lot of their sports people. So how are they going to deal with it? I'm kind of curious. Are we going to get a pushback?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the puppet going across Rodimus'.
Yeah, no, I see what Elrod's
Yeah.
doing. Yeah. He's got his.
I really haven't heard a lot of people talk about it. I see a lot of jokes and
I
memes
think they're shocked. I
Yeah.
think they're shocked because we know, being Americans, we know that the most homophobic group in America are the black community, right?
And according to Hollywood, they're all gay.
Accordingly, or made so. I mean, it's a frickin' bombshell, dude. That is a huge bombshell. So I'm just kind of wondering how the black community is going to deal with it. Maybe we'll because they're allowed to make noise. You see, the white people got to shut, especially men, shut up and sit down, right? But they can make noise. So I'm curious. Oh, LeBron James, boy. All righty. But I do love the fact that so many videos and pictures are leaking onto the internet. I wonder where they're coming from.
Kevin Hart.
Probably. But anyway, it is just juicy, pure gossip entertainment. Now, of course, a lot of people were hurt and abused, and that's horrible. And hopefully they'll get some justice. But the other side of it, though, it's just justice, man. Karma, bitch. And we'll see how that goes, right? And in the end, I mean, does anyone here think that anybody is actually going to get any justice at all? Anybody?
No.
No,
No.
of course not. Of course not.
Johnson and Johnson's maybe, because that's all
maybe.
anyone's talking about.
Well, they might go bankrupt. They just lost a very big investor.
See, that's the problem. That's all people are talking about is that joke. But it's like, well, that means no one's getting punished because they're focused on the wrong stuff.
Oh yeah.
People can't cope with the fact that their hero got caught, so they gotta.
Yeah. No, that's true.
It.
No, and the actual criminal stuff. I mean, because people having sex parties, that's their business. Consenting adults, right? But the actual criminal stuff is way bad, dude. It's bad, right? And I just said, and everyone agreed. I doubt anyone's going to get any justice, right?
Mm-hmm.
I seriously doubt it, and it's a shame because they should. They should. That's not right. It's it's the R word. The other one, not the one you're thinking. Anyway, we are doing 2000 AD, and of course, Judge Dredd being the main one in there. A lot of debauchery in that book, but then of course Judge Dredd comes along and murders it all, which is great because that's what he is. He murders debauchery, huh?
That's what fits in with our last subject, then.
Oh, it's perfect. No, I know what I'm doing, Rosa.
That's right.
I am professional. All right. Anyway.
Oh.
It's been 10
Do you
minutes.
know the conspiracy theory behind the baby oil?
I'm still trying to understand the baby oil, but you can educate me. Go ahead.
That it might not be baby oil at all. That's just what they're calling it, but it's most likely drugs.
I thought it was from babies. Ooh.
Well, I did see a photo of
actual baby oil.
It's made of babies.
It's made of actual babies.
Maybe, but I did see a photo. So,
babies into oil.
Yeah, no, I'm still trying to understand it. I mean, because I've said this before, and I'll repeat myself. I worked in the adult industry as a bouncer at a strip club, right? And that was a very short stint, and I was doing a favor. Okay. Anyway, but we used to on Thursdays, and I don't know. I guess it's a national thing, but on Thursdays is hot oil wrestling, right? And you get the girls in their bikinis, and they get in there and you put oil in there, and they wrestle around, and ooh, the bikini came off. Ooh, it's that kind of thing. But I remember watching them set up for because I'm a bouncer. I'm not involved in that, right? But I watched them setting up. You know how much oil they needed for those girls to wrestle around in oil? Do you know how much they used?
How much?
I'd say about 250-gallon drums.
No, a cup.
A cup?
An actual one singular cup of oil is more than enough to deal with it. Yeah. Oil kind of spreads around a lot real quick,
Oh, and it ruins everything too.
It does. But I'm just
That's
saying.
why I prefer the Jello wrestling.
Oh well, the Jello wrestling is better. You're right. But anyway, so if you only need a cup of oil for the oil wrestling girls in the strip clubs, what the hell are you doing with 1,000 giant bottles of baby oil?
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. Yeah, but it is
Never
fun.
spaghetti wrestle on your period.
It is
Keeping
fun.
Asian massage parlors in business. He was
I guess he was, but it is
helping out the
hilarious.
community.
It's hard because it's funny, but you also know there's some really ugly, nasty stuff, and people were
Mhm.
generally hospitalized over this shit. So it's
Well, yeah.
you can't have as much fun with it as you'd like, Rosa.
Well, the other part is you don't know how many people might have actually died
Yeah,
in the making of the
yeah,
documentary.
yeah.
At that point, we really don't know. And you're talking about marginalized people to begin with. How many children were involved? They don't just let them
Yeah.
go home afterwards.
That's true.
Especially if
Both white children and black children.
yes, we're talking here about any innocent that's brought in against their will. There's no guarantee they're leaving alive. There's no guarantee that they're coming out of this without being sent down the river somewhere else.
Well, you saw
And
that
so this is human trafficking at its worst.
Oh well, yeah. Well, I mean, I care more about what's happened there, but you saw that the medical report was released on Usher, right? They literally
Dude,
put that boy in the hospital. That's how rough they were with him. Usher, yeah, when he was little, right? And of course, we know what happened to Bieber as well. But Bieber, I hope he doesn't kill himself.
Yeah, actually.
No, he's kind of. There's a lot of people around him very concerned about Bieber right now.
Oh, I mean, look at him. You can tell he went through something because he looks like a
obviously.
golem.
He does.
That's not a thing that just naturally happens to a person without some kind of trauma.
No, and it also explains a lot of these Disney kids.
He ran to fix his life was like creepy predator, like TV preacher guy.
Yeah.
So he's looking for like another daddy figure. So like, yeah, there's something going on there.
Yeah, no, it's sad, dude. It's really sad. But that's not what we're here to do. We're here to support the characters that murdered that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your Neil Gaiman.
Justice. Oh God, why did you have to mention Neil Gaiman?
He's a fucking London guy.
Yeah, but he's also a pedophile or something.
He's a
just a misogynist. That's all it is. Yeah.
Oh, just that. Oh, okay, well that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were all of age.
Regular women.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, kazoo them in, Jeff. All right, here we go. All right, so we've started. But
Chester.
Yes.
I saw a movie this weekend. I recommend it for you to go see it.
Oh.
I saw the Reagan movie.
Really?
The trailer looked good. It did look
good.
It
is great. It is really good. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Is it honest?
Yeah.
Excellent.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
And you will find nearly every conservative actor in there doing something.
Well, that's good.
Even Kevin Sorbo. Kevin Sorbo even shows up.
So it's a salary movie then.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a preacher.
Does Kevin Sorbo play Dan Quayle?
Yeah.
No.
Potato.
He's a preacher.
Okay.
I love Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah. You know what's sad about that? There was a time in history where potato was spelled with an E. Yeah. It's unfortunate. It's just, a long time ago. Poor Dan. No? Just me? No? All by myself?
No, it's...
Well, possum used to be spelled with an O, too. No one does that anymore.
Yeah.
What's that?
Weird? How do they spell possum now?
They drop the O off it most of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it wasn't opossum at one point.
Yeah, no, certainly. Yeah, it's opossum.
Oh. O'Reilly.
Opossum.
That's
Well,
true. That's real.
language
Trash
does
can reader.
evolve. Language does evolve. Like when I first came here to Japan, there's language and slang and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know what it was. Maybe a decade ago, the young kids. I don't know how or why. It probably coming out of YouTube or something. But the young kids started saying yabe. Now yabe means stop it, right? Basically, meaning no, don't do that. Yeah, it's yabe, right? But the kids use it for everything now. It can be cool, it can be interesting, it can be I'm coming. It's just crazy what they use, the amount of different things they use yabe for. And you have to really be paying attention because the yabe gets thrown about 2 times a sentence now.
Wow.
But I mean, language
Yab,
changes,
yab.
right?
If you say yabba yabba dude, what does that mean?
That they don't know what that is. Yabe.
Actually, yeah, they
Yabe. Yeah.
Yabby yabby do. I like talking to you.
That's good. I like it.
I know you guys would just degenerate it. I knew. I can always trust you to do that. Thank you very much. But I am going to go around here and see what everyone's planning on doing. So let's go over here and start with Armoron. Now, Armoron, you're down in Australia, but you guys are buddy, brother, sister with your English family. So
Kind of.
I'm assuming you guys had 2000 AD regular just like them.
Yeah, we had it in newsagents and whatnot. Yeah, they were pretty popular back in the day. Yeah, down here, yeah.
Yeah, no, makes sense. You guys are really close with Britain, although you do call them all pooftas, which I don't disagree. But now I'm curious though. No, this is serious. I'm no joking. I'm serious. Now we know that there's always this distinction made between Australia and New Zealand. I'm not sure which one of you are demanding that distinction. Is it the New Zealanders or the Australians or both? I don't know. But there's always this distinction between the two. Is that real? Or is
What do you
it
mean?
well, meaning
do you mean?
America and Canada, we say, oh, we're different. We're not really that different, right? Where they're
Yeah,
Well, they're
you
much
know,
more polite than
no,
us.
they're very different. We say about, they say a boot.
that's true. But no, I mean the Canadians are a little more polite than we are, I suppose, depending where you are. But
we have the
hardly
same
any
sort of
difference.
thing with like
But in
pronunciation.
Australia, they say
Like
ah.
the letter
In,
I.
in New Zealand,
The
they say
letter
ah.
I is like, yeah, like chips.
Yeah.
They'll say chops.
Oh, really?
It's like it, yeah, like a has a bit of a U
Right.
pronunciation to it. Yeah, it's funny
Yep.
that way.
But
Yeah.
culturally, are you so different?
Not, no, not really.
Okay. All
Who
right.
has more sheep?
So here's the follow-up then. I know that you guys and Britain can be very interchangeable in entertainment, right? And that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. We watch a lot of Canadians. We watch a lot of British stuff in America. But do the New Zealanders equally so? Are they as locked into the British as you guys are?
I'm not sure.
Well,
Wrong person to ask.
we
Couldn't
would
really say. Couldn't
we
really
would-
say.
we would need the unshaved bird to answer the question, I guess.
Yeah, you'd have to ask that guy.
That guy, that guy. Cool. But do you have any plans today?
I don't know yet, so I might start a little late while I figure it out.
Well, they got a lot of female
I don't know.
characters,
Yeah.
The British were woke before woke was cool,
Mm.
So
They have Judge Buxom.
That's why we all thought they were a bundle of sticks.
right. How does one thing
Apparently,
go
they
to-
smoke bundles of stuff.
Yeah, but how does one thing go to another thing?
Weird.
I'm really curious how that word
Eating
transliterated
bundles of stick
itself.
for breakfast.
Oh, and then also when you're taking a smoke off a cigarette. And
Yeah.
a cigarette.
Yeah.
And it says,
Yeah, but you're not
Yeah, but
answering my question, Rosa. I'm asking how did it transliterate into its homophobic meaning? That I said that for YouTube. See how nice I am, YouTube?
yeah, thank you.
Anybody?
I don't know.
I don't know. That is a weird transliteration, isn't it? That is
Yeah.
a weird one. Yeah.
Before the pride flag, they carried around bundles of sticks,
I
maybe.
guess so. I guess it's, maybe there's something in that industry we don't know about. But anyway, or maybe it has to do with hot bathhouses. I don't know. Anyway, Eric, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm drawing a character that I just discovered this week.
Cool.
I'm going to have to find some books about him because I found him very interesting. And that was Nikolai Dante.
Nikolai Dante. Ever heard of him there, Rabbit?
Yeah, I've read. He's in all the 2000 ADs. I know all the characters. I just haven't read it in a long time.
Oh, cool. And what does he do, Eric?
Well, he apparently has some superhuman abilities, but they're given to him by his family crest, which is actually an alien computer disguised as the Romanov crest.
Ooh, so it's a little bit of the modern Blue Beetle. Interesting. Here
It does, but yeah, it's based in the 27th century, and this guy finds out he's descendants of the Romanovs, and yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of futuristic stuff in 2000 AD actually. But because that makes sense, I guess. We're
Hey,
Yeah.
Lady Celtic Moon wants to know if Amy and Melissa are being hit by the hurricane.
Oh yeah. Hi, Lady Celtic Moon.
No,
They did lose
there
internet.
you go. Well, that answers your question. Yes, lady, they are. Now, of
Mystery
course,
solved, Scoop.
right now the hurricane's not hitting them directly. It's actually going up more toward the the northwestern part of Florida. But of course, it's such a gigantic hurricane that they're certainly getting, and they're on the right side of it too, which is always the worst place to be with a hurricane. So I'm sure they're feeling it. They were here earlier, and their mic was wicked clear. Very
Wow.
nice. Yeah, best I heard in a long time.
Also, hurricanes do well for them then.
I guess so.
Pray for you guys.
Yeah, no, I think they'll be fine. They're not. They have to deal with rain and stuff more than
Yeah.
the actual trouble of it. But yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one.
That's for you.
Yeah, but I mean that area gets hit every 5 to 10 years by a big one anyway, right? Yeah. So you would have assumed the infrastructure is pretty solid, right?
Well, it's hurricane season right now there, so
Yeah. But I mean, because you
Put your
remember,
stockings up.
well, you remember with Katrina, the big thing with Katrina was really New Orleans, and that was because the idiots didn't spend money from their budget to do what they were supposed to do and maintain their levees.
Mhm.
Well, I
That
thought it
was-
was Bush's fault for sending it there.
I'm sure it's
Yeah,
anytime there's a conservative in power, it's always their fault for everything, of course.
Yeah.
But no, that was just local incompetence, And then the idiot people, because they told everybody to get out, right? If you remember, but they're like, no, I no, my welfare check come on Monday. It's like,
Hey,
okay.
listen, if Kanye's right about Bush, then he's right about, or Diddy, then he's right about Bush. I'm just saying.
Well, maybe. Well, I mean, Bush is no friend of anyone here. I can tell you that.
No.
Because he's the
Oh,
perfect.
fool me again.
Well, he's
Not
a
gonna fool me again.
quintessential rhino, right? But anyway, here,
Oh, yeah.
Nikolai Dante is from futuristic Russia. He's a thief, womanizer, perfect, an illegitimate son of Katrina Dante and Dmitry Romanov. Interesting. Abandoned at a young age. Oh, that's probably why he's a womanizer. Dante turned to crime to survive. He bound with the weapons crest intended for Arkady Romanov, which grants him various powers and abilities. Oh, okay. Sweet. It's good superhero character start in right there. See what you mean, Eric.
Yeah, he seemed pretty cool. I need to find some of his books.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And there is some pretty solid writing in 2000 AD. I did read it when I was younger. I haven't read one in a long time though. But when I was younger, we did get it. It's the same thing. I'd pick up that and heavy metal because I used to buy heavy metal every issue, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
I used to
great.
pick up heavy metal back in the magazine days.
Yeah, it's a book.
It was great. Now, do they still make that as a magazine, or is that dead?
I think it's dead at the moment.
Although magazines are starting to come back, though, I've noticed.
But they
so
didn't die
fun.
because magazines were dying. They died because their new management was incompetent, from what I understand.
Oh, shocking.
Was that Warner Brothers?
The Turtles guy, one of the Turtles guys, Eastman or Laird, took it over, and it kind of went downhill after that.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a
I
shame.
think it was Eastman.
I got delivery men in the house.
Oh, anything good?
Oh, I've seen that movie.
We bought a new hutch.
Oh,
We know how that movie starts.
No Starsky.
Someone order a pizza.
Well, to be fair, that hutch is what, 20 years old. So
somebody
ordered an antique.
Yeah, it is. It's classic. But no, it needs to go, and we got a brand new one.
Very good.
Funny, that's an antique to Leo DiCaprio.
That is true. That is true. But then you've seen he's come into all this stuff too, right? There's a lot of video and prints of him.
Yeah.
They abused him too. It makes sense now when you think. I didn't think about it, but when he was going crazy when he was a little kid, something was wrong with that guy. And then he calmed down and became, Leonardo DiCaprio. But these videos and photos are him when he was that little kid age. They did the same thing that they did to Bieber and the other ones.
Oh, his Family Ties years?
Yeah, back when he was young, and because he did a lot of young things when he was young, right?
He was on Family Ties for a little while.
He was Gilbert.
No, the other one, Growing Pains.
Oh, was it Growing Pains?
It wasn't Gilbert Grape.
Yeah, the other Family Time.
Yeah,
you're thinking of Warp Speed.
Oh,
Brian Von Zell. Maybe?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm kind of wondering if he's going to speak out about it because he would done dirty too. Interesting.
Or he did dirty. It looked like in some of those pictures. Meow, meow, meow.
Maybe. Maybe. But I mean, when you got a bunch of these older guys and these young 15-year-old boys, I mean, we're gonna lean toward the asshole, right? Well, and that's not a pun. Stop it.
Gross.
Is the X-Men guy at those parties?
Anyway, Alan, save me. Now who are you doing here? I think I saw this character earlier.
This is Hammerstein.
Hammerstein. Yeah, I did see it. Yeah.
Roger Hammerstein. No, kidding.
Right.
This guy's an ABC robot.
Yeah.
ABC warrior.
Yeah. He's the leader of the ABC Warriors.
Yeah, he was they kind of
RoboCop.
Did him in Dredd. The first Judge Dredd with Stallone. They kind of put him in there.
Oh, did they?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a version of the same robot. But I'm going to give this guy his helmet, and he's got a signature hammer hand.
Oh, right. He does. Yeah, that's true. But this is basically your RoboCop, or for modern audiences, maybe your Bloodshot or Bloodspot. What is it? What is the Valiant character's name? Vin Diesel.
Bloodshot. Yeah, Bloodspot.
Bloodspot.
No, but these guys are
Bloodshot.
This thing kind of reminds me more of like Warhammer 40K, actually, a little bit.
Yeah, but
this world of the robots.
But he's fighting against his programming to do the right thing, right?
I can't remember.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. I
just
do
remember
Hammerstein.
I remember it was like a team of them.
Yeah. Because let's see, it says here that he appears in 419 issues. Damn. The leader ABC Warrior Hammerstein is forced to follow his program, to ensure justice and order throughout the galaxy, regardless if his superiors have ulterior motive for doing such. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. And this is Comic Vine.
I remember they were American.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they are. Americans are always the bad guys. Didn't you know that?
Yeah.
No, outside of America, we're always the bad guys. Just keep that in mind. Yeah.
Yeah, we're the bullies from Karate Kid.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Didn't he end up being the good guy in the series?
Well, that's the truth, isn't it? We're the
It
good
is.
guys.
It is right.
Eventually, the truth comes out.
Well, like another good
Yeah,
example of
because
it.
someone made a YouTube video about how Johnny was actually the good guy being bullied by Daniel.
Well, he did steal his girl, man. He stole his
And then
girl.
they made it into a TV show.
Yeah. And why not? That's great. It was genius. People love it. But another good example, of course, is Green Hornet, the old classic one. Outside, especially in Hong Kong, but not just Hong Kong, it's called the Kato Show, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
that horrible white American trying to take the spotlight away from the amazing Bruce Lee. You know.
That's
really
that's
cool.
that's a testament, though, isn't it? Like, what is that guy's name?
Yeah, I don't know.
Britt Reed, publisher of the Daily Sentinel.
Oh wow.
Yes, well, yes, but
Oh, you
what's the
mean
actor's
Van
name?
Williams,
That guy.
the man who played the Green Hornet? Yeah.
Yes,
Later
yes, that
became
guy.
an actual peacekeeper, became a sheriff in LA County.
Oh wow. See, this is why we have Elrod here.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the great Seth Rogen.
Oh no, God no.
Oh.
Although
Oh.
that movie wasn't horrible. I mean,
It's beyond horrible.
I guess it depends on how you care about parodies. Of course, Hollywood always has to parody the old stuff. They can't just do it straight, right? Well, rarely. But it's not like that wasn't the worst movie I ever seen, though. And I don't like Seth Rogen.
No one does anymore.
Well, no, he's a,
Everyone's sick of him.
he's kind of weird. He's like an anti-Jew Jew. It's a weird type of Jew to be. Yeah, poor Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Jews.
Oh, poor Jews. Yeah. But you know how it is. I mean, what are they doing now? They're calling for a ceasefire. As soon as they're about to win, we need a ceasefire, right? Isn't that nice?
Yeah, no.
Is that what they call asking for more money and more munitions?
Right. And of course, they're not giving it to them. But because the Biden administration is very, very against the Jew. Yeah, it's a shame. Well, there was like that. There was that. UN resolution 1701, right? That came out. What was that? 18, 19 years ago, right? And the whole idea was the ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel at that time, right?
Yeah, last date.
Well, yeah. But that resolution was that the Hezbollah was supposed to stay beyond this river to the north and not build up in the south. That was, the big deal. And of course, Israel gave up some property, as they always do, as if they have some to give. But then, of course, no one enforced it. No one said anything about them not doing anything at all within the resolution for 18 years. Not once. And now they're saying we're gonna put forward we're gonna invoke 1701 against the Jews, oddly, and put a new resolution, and the Jews have to give up more land to bring peace. You fuckers. You
Why is it
absolute
ever
fuckers.
the other guy?
Yeah, I know. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I always thought the Jews or the Zionists, I should say, particularly, were always being a little bit much with their anti-Semitism. Like, okay, a little bit much, guys. You can back it up a little bit. But I was wrong. They are right. Boy, howdy. Gee, I had no idea there was so much Jew hate in the world. I mean, goodness gracious, dude. Relax.
You know what people are hated more than Americans?
Yeah, well, there you go. But boy, it shocked me, dude. I didn't realize it was that bad. I didn't realize, especially in Europe. I didn't know it was that bad. But it explains a lot.
It is. It is bad.
It is, dude. And it's sad as hell, man. It is sad as hell. But it is what it is.
Apparently people don't like to blowing up their babies. Go figure.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Now, of course, Elrod here is doing Rogue Trooper. I'm sure we'll have another 8 characters by him by the end of the time. But probably. Rogue Trooper is in 511 issues. There you go. The sole surviving genetic infantryman of the battle from New Earth, Rogue Trooper is an elite soldier designed from birth for war. He roams the war-torn planet cities and wastelands, hunting the company's traitors, with only the memory implants of 3 of his dead comrades to keep him company. Oh, that sounds quite interesting, actually. Well, Yeah, there's a lot of stories like this. I kind of wonder where is the inception though? The original genetically created, even maybe it could have been magically created, but warrior, the eternal warrior type of thing. Who was the original? You think?
In the span
By
of this
Rob Liefeld.
particular story or literature in
No,
general?
in literature in general. Yeah,
Frankenstein.
you think?
That goes.
Well, my wife's has to leave. She's just telling me.
Oh,
But see you later.
be safe.
Everyone says bye.
Bye.
I'll see you later, right?
All right, you guys talk. I'm busy. Hold on a second.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. We're just listening.
Oh.
Talk
actually.
amongst yourselves.
She's saying
I found the series called the Haunting of Jilly Johnson. It's got really cool art, but I'm trying to find a lot of references for it. There's only like maybe 6 pages altogether, and those are like the only references I can find. But it looks really interesting. Like I didn't know they did ghost stories. That's kind of fun.
It was like an anthology, so you
I'm
got a little
back.
bit of everything.
is that from
Oh, yeah?
2000 AD or something else?
By the way, guys,
Oh,
Chester's
I
back.
think it's from 2000 AD.
Oh, is Chester
It's-
back? Awesome.
I am back.
Chester's back.
I am
Chester's
back.
back.
Welcome back. The books, it looks like they're all black and white, right?
Ooh,
Like I haven't seen any color pages.
it's so much nicer, the new one. I'm very happy. They're installing drawers right now, but it
Oh, the
looks
hutch you
good.
mean?
Yeah,
Oh, that's great.
it's
You
very
got stuff to
nice.
put in the new drawers, or you're just having it for extra space that you're going to fill up later?
Oh no. They're taking the old one and are to burn it at midnight. But no, I mean
So
no.
it's more than old ladies grabbing your drawers, huh?
Yeah. But no, it's just replacing the old hutch. But yeah, no, our we're very we're not the what's the word, hoarder type.
Mhm.
Yeah, we are very efficient. I could pack this house up in a maybe 2 days.
Oh,
You're not
that's
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, we're the opposite of hoarders. Yeah.
good.
Well, it's because we
Do you,
travel and move so many times. I've lived many places in my life, right?
all
And
right.
so has she, right? And when we
So,
ended up getting together and getting married, I mean, she had been in New York and been in Taiwan and Thailand and Hong
mm,
Kong, and I had done other those places plus many more, right? So
right.
we move. We're traveler types. Now we've been
You're
uh,
gypsies.
in a way, yeah. But we've
Mhm.
been stable and non-moving for 2 decades now. But
Right.
that's just our spirit, We're not the hoarder
Oh,
type.
that's fun.
Yeah.
Now, I would figure you probably like books and stuff. Do
Mhm.
you both like them, or is this something that you keep, or just don't even have very full bookshelves, or is it just books?
Well, my wife has a shelf of her own. My kids each have a
Hmm.
shelf of their own, and they're all full. I have around, I'd say it's up to around 400 books myself.
That sounds good.
Yeah, we got a lot of books in the house, sure.
Okay. All right. Because you can't be without books. That would not be fair. Though that might be hard to move. Well, those would be heavy, but I imagine it wouldn't take very much time to move that many books, even if they were really, really heavy.
Yeah, they're called movers. You hire them, and they come.
Oh,
You move
sure.
them a
Yeah.
page at a
Ah,
time,
Yeah.
and then the
They
books
like
move
to
you.
move it, move it.
Mhm.
I do like to move it.
But yeah, no, I don't. I don't do those things myself, Amy. God,
No, you got people for that.
that's right.
You can for both. And other
Well,
people can move stuff.
well, I got the delivery dude here right now installing. He's doing a great job too.
Nice. Good job, delivery dude.
Yeah.
Now, will you tip him?
No, I've already paid for it.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah,
Would it be appropriate to say good job?
sure.
Or do they prefer? Oh, okay, good. I'm like, that's not rude to like talk to people, is it? Like, I don't think
No, why
so.
would it be? Of course, be respectful and nice. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, good.
I love how Rabbit comes in and does Judge Dredd instantly. Good job, Rabbit.
Well,
I
last
like that
time
you
I
guys got
DM'd
a
you,
flame.
I
I
don't
know,
remember
to be
what I
honest
did
with
last
you.
time.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Judge Red is cool. But
Mhm.
yeah, no, of course, it's a very polite society. Of course, you say thank you and all those kind of things like that. But
Oh,
the
but
system here is so the thing that's good here, and it should be the same in Japan, in America. It used to be, right?
Mhm.
That you could hire a service for anything you need at a reasonable price, right? But
what a great idea.
not now,
No.
right? But you used to be able to. Here in Japan, you still can. I can
Ah,
hire delivery men or movers and stuff like that at a reasonable price. They're extremely professional, right?
mhm.
America used to be the same. It used to be
Now, how much is reasonable? Like,
for
do
today's
you?
delivery, $100.
That's not bad. And they come in and they set it up for you too.
Yep, he's building it right now.
Oh wow! So they actually assemble it. Man, that is good.
I mean, I didn't get a
I'm
crazy
thinking,
expensive one. This thing is probably made in Thailand or something.
Is it
is it one?
IKEA?
It's an IKEA.
Well, I'd say it's a level up from IKEA, but not not any higher. He's even
Right.
cleaning the glass. Isn't that awesome?
Oh,
Ah,
nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it is awesome. He's going to come
Was
over here in a minute and ask me to inspect it.
Ah, make sure it's put together right.
Hmm.
Make sure none of the shelves are on upside down.
Yeah, but I'm just
That's
saying,
a thing.
America used to have the same culture, right? The same system, and it's just lost, right? Like you can move an entire house. I mean, and that's those guys coming in with their own materials, packing
Mhm.
everything up. They're doing. Of course, you're going to be involved somehow, but you can do
Sure.
that for like 500, $600. You can move an entire house. That's not
And
bad.
all
That's
them
very
books.
reasonable.
Yeah. I remember. I did find this one fellow. Got some furniture. It was from a thrift store, but there's some cabinets and they are very, very big. And he was such a generous fellow. He almost did it as a service for the thrift shop because it was a charity. So he delivered the furniture for them, and he charged something like
I gotta go.
twenty
I'll be back.
dollars to move these. Oop, okay, move these big cabinets and set them up. And we were like, no, we have to do a bit better for that, and give his kid who came along and helped him a tip too. But there are some people who will, do things to help people, which is nice.
Right.
And
I
just
was a
like
mover for
that,
a day.
he was gone.
A mover for a day for a company, and we packed all these people's books and all that kind of stuff. We did it for
wow.
them.
Yeah.
And they just stood and stared at us very awkwardly.
Oh,
It
that's
was
Kind of cool though.
they did.
cute.
It was during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
During the height of COVID, everyone was wearing masks.
Oh man.
And this company had me drive a big truck. I've never driven a big truck before. I had
Oh
to drive
dear.
Oh,
this monster down the
Oh,
freeway.
oh
So
no. Oh god.
I was putting more cargo into that truck with my pants. And
Oh
they asked me back, and I said no. And I asked why they asked me back. It was just a temporary thing. It was just a 1 day thing, and it's
no.
because
Right.
all the people that were working got COVID.
Oh no. Oh no. That's not amazing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
and I laughed.
Laughed and
I
laughed.
said no. It's
So
like, man, get out of here.
you're
2 cent
the only one who got
fucking
by with it, huh?
yeah. But it's a 2-bit operation. You're asking me to drive this huge truck I never driven before. There's a bunch of strangers' things in the car. Like, get out of here.
What am I supposed to do with all that?
It's pretty
Yeah,
downtown
and
here.
I was there for as like kind of like a favor, right? Like it's
Oh yeah.
Ah, are you friend to
you
the
know
person who owns the company, or?
the person who. So I was a graphic designer for this person who owned the company, and they're short staff
Mhm.
on this other business of theirs. So they
Oh,
asked me
okay.
very nicely to help their moving staff because they're short staffed or whatever. So I did, and then they tried to put me on there permanently, and I was like, no.
No, I'm a graphic artist, dude. I don't know how to drive a truck
Yeah,
or like people just stare at me. Sometimes I'll get.
I want to say that all those people's businesses closed down. So
I is that out in? Oh, was that out in California when that was going on, or was that?
Oh yeah. Here in
Yeah,
Cali. Good old
they
Cali.
were doing all they could to close as many businesses as possible. It seemed like.
Oh yeah, it was a ghost town here. Some places never recovered. Like I mean, like when I mean places, I mean not specific businesses. I mean like whole blocks
Yeah,
of
dude.
neighborhoods are just
Oh
still
wow.
impoverished, poor, beat up, not making any money.
Wow.
Crime. They're trying to open up a homeless shelter by my house that used to be a Motel 6. The whole city's trying to fight it. Whole thing.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Dude, it is hard.
I hope.
We have the worst
I hope
governor
they.
in the states
Make sure you lock up your dogs and cats.
and the
That's
worst
Yeah.
senators.
right.
Yeah.
Well, at least I think when you finally get some good people in there, it's not going to take them very long to fix it.
No,
Just got to get the bad
no,
stuff
it's just
out.
common sense. But these people are obviously like laundering money and all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Those politicians are like intestinal parasites. Just when you think you've gotten rid of them, they always seem to stick around.
Oh, no, that's terrible.
I don't think you
Crap
Yeah,
should
them
we
say
out.
don't
things
just
like
have.
that about intestinal parasites.
You have to think about everyone that came out of California. We don't just have Newsom. We have everyone that is in the news. We have Newsom, Kamala. We had Feinstein. We have Schiff. Every piece of shit politician that you see on the news.
Oh
We
man.
They got yeah. Well,
Everybody.
the only one that hasn't come out of here is AOC.
yeah, we
Okay,
got
well that's good, right?
well, we have Darth Whitmer over here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's kind of good.
Jack the Whitmer.
Are they Jack the Whitmer? What? Oh, that's terrible.
Oh my goodness.
She was one of those. She was one of those governors that decided to put the COVID patient in with the most vulnerable population on the face of this earth, and that's old people in nursing homes.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
killed him. They
Yeah,
absolutely killed
whoopsie.
him.
I
Yep.
mean, I find it hard to believe someone could be that stupid. And
I
he
don't
can't be.
know.
Not
Because,
stupid, just heartless.
yeah,
Howard.
because
No,
I
Harper's
think
the one that.
Absolutely.
They
I
knew
think
exactly.
it was intentional. Because the guy who approved of that took his own mother out of the home and kept her someplace private, so she didn't get sick and died.
Of course.
But what possible reason could they
Whitmer,
have for wanting to kill people?
Thin the herd, cheap real estate that they invest in.
Oh dear Lord.
look at it in Hawaii. They did in Hawaii. Set that place on
Yep, look
fire.
at Hawaii.
Oh my gosh.
They couldn't get more than $200 a person, but you know, all the rich people are going there to buy the land cheap.
Mhm.
And they still don't know what happened to the children that lived there.
Right.
Officially.
Nobody's ever explained that one.
Mm-hmm.
And Diddy don't have an island that I know of.
That you know of.
Uh-oh.
That I know of.
I
Oh,
think he
Fred
was
has-
Yeah,
using
everyone's
someone
like, "Oh,
else's
that's the
island.
island. That's the island." You think that's the only island? You think Epstein Island's the only place? No way.
So how many people are P. Diddy fans nowadays?
Oh, dear. I know who's not one. Fiddy's not a fan of Diddy.
Golly, he's like that old football player that got.
Yes. Diddy Sand called out Diddy online. He was like, you I told y'all he was crazy, and he's like coming out after him.
I can't say I ever really followed any of those those people, so to speak.
I wrote a series because I wanted rap in my
Those
series.
people. Oh, I came at a juicy moment.
Yes. I predicted it.
Yeah.
Did they not bow low enough, or were they being too polite?
Oh no, he helped me install the oven and run the ground, and I did all that stuff and put the
Oh
earthquake
wow.
straps on and stuff like that.
Nice.
Very nice.
Well, that's
I'll
right.
be right
That's
back.
definitely a thing where you guys are.
Oh yeah, everything is strapped down here.
Yeah, we do. We don't
Thank
really
you,
get.
Eric. Thank you. I don't get the appreciation I need all the time, you know.
We don't
I
really
know.
have earthquakes in Florida.
No, I imagine you don't. But yeah,
Mm-mm.
no, I'm glad I do because some of these items in here are expensive, a bit pricey.
Yep.
Ooh.
Like
Uh,
apparently the cattle.
oh yeah, no, I broke that.
Oh no. Oh dear.
Well, it's okay. She got a new one, so
Oh okay. Well,
yeah,
that's good.
she wasn't pleased
Did she
though.
get a cheaper one, or
No,
is it the same?
no,
No.
we don't
Oh
do that.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, so the thing we like all my dishes are
Roll that
sitting
way.
on the little coffee table. That tells you how many dishes
Hmm.
we have, right?
Well,
And
yeah.
but we don't have a lot, but we have everything we need, and they're all really good quality. Dishes wise,
That's good.
she's kind of crazy about some Danish thing. Let's see if I,
Okay.
right next to me, see if I can get the name off of it. Let's see, what's it called?
IKEA.
No, no,
Look there.
nope. Yeah, there's some kind of Danish stuff, and she's got some Finnish stuff here. She really likes the Scandinavian tableware. I don't know why.
Is it kind of minimal? Like maybe it goes with Japanese
It
architecture and
does. It's
furniture and
simple, but it's
sensibilities.
also
Oh, yeah.
very well made. You can throw it in a microwave. You can throw it in an oven. You can throw it in use
Is
it
it
anywhere you
is
want.
it like Floffingen or Floffinger?
Those crazy names of the
Well, let me see.
Finger Hut.
Finger Hut.
Finger
Uh,
The original Timu.
Itala.
Yeah.
Orzo.
I don't know that one.
And there's
As
another
a
one
fancy.
here that is
I don't know what you said, but I got a bunch of horned
Arabia,
goats
Finland.
dancing in my room now.
Oh, there you go. I cast the spell. But I mean, I'm just saying, we don't have lots of dishes, but they're pretty good quality ones. They're heavy. And like I said, you could throw them in the oven. All these plates you could throw in the oven and cook in them and just put them on the table. I think that's
Oh,
pretty
that's
cool because I don't
nice.
remember a plate when I was a kid that you could throw in the oven.
No, you have to have pans and stuff for that, right?
Right.
And have you ever tried?
Definitely not the McDonald's plates.
No,
Ooh,
definitely not those.
I thought that was
Yeah,
a German invention.
Maybe.
ever?
Thanks, Eric.
Oh man.
On up the gas to a south of the
Oh! It just struck me. You're bad, Alan.
I don't know.
Alan usually has quite a few of those little zingers during the
Yeah,
show.
no,
and
that's true. I
I
usually
feel I
catch them
feel like
quicker.
I catch quite a few of them. Nobody else does.
That's well,
Mhm.
you know,
It's
that's why
fine. Like I'm.
everyone has their
Sometimes I
duties
put them
here,
out
right?
there just because I know if no one gets it, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. No, that's all right. It's been 80 years.
Wait,
Might be
wait, said Daddy.
might still be too soon though.
The kids are really loving the AI generated English translations for Hitler's speeches lately.
Are they?
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Are they?
Really?
Yeah,
I'm sure
Oh,
they
yeah.
probably agree with them now.
and TikTok, yeah, it's really popular on
They
TikTok
probably
right
love
now.
they're all buying Mein Kampf now. I'm sure. Goodness
Yep.
gracious.
This slaps.
You know the funny thing is, that how many of them are just starting to realize that the Nazis, the National People's Socialist Party, Nazis,
Mhm.
were Marxist. Who
Yeah,
knew? I
right.
mean,
I'm
who
back.
knew?
Get out of
They
town.
weren't. They weren't conservative Republicans. What?
What?
I figured they were more Chaplin fans because of the mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Well, I mean,
These
everybody likes
morons, dude.
something.
They're so
Yeah.
stupid.
Oh, Chaplin.
Like Stalin, I can see, but Hitler, I'm like, he seems like a Chaplin guy myself. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's true.
Laurel and Hardy, maybe.
Me, I didn't know. Hitler was a sensitive man.
Honestly, if they had pointed their attention more toward Russia instead initially toward France, it would have been smart for the rest of us just to let them go at each other. You know,
What was that?
Someone's
That was my sharpener.
electric
Oh.
an
one.
electric one. How fancy!
It has the screams of demons.
I was about to say, it just happens to sound like Rodan.
Yeah. Yeah, we had to ask permission to get up and use the manual pencil sharpener in my classes when I was a kid.
Oh
I
yeah,
got one of those in my garage, the old
The one-
crank ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that never like sharpened the point evenly, so you'd like have to sit there and whittle the thing down
Right.
to about
Right.
half the size of the pencil before it was okay.
But
But
I
back
remember.
then, we could also have a pocket knife with us in school too.
Oh,
to
sure, we
finish
did,
it off.
because we did, yeah. But I remember I had a teacher. It was at second grade, I guess, or third grade. His name was Mr. Gonzalez. We call him Godzilla.
You didn't call him
but
Speedy?
no, because he was mean. But not only would he not let you use the pencil sharpener, you were also not allowed to go to the bathroom.
What?
He's one of those guys. Yeah.
I feel like, you couldn't do that if somebody were at a job. I don't think it's cool to treat kids at school that way.
Yeah, well, you can think that,
Oh,
but
back
that
on the
was our
prairie,
reality. We also
teachers like
used
to
to
watch
get
you.
paddled, so you know.
Oh yeah, you get a whooping.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Teachers were mean, man, and it like when I was down the south, it was even worse because all of that bussing and all of that, not civil war, the civil rights
rights.
thing had happened.
Mm.
Showing your age.
Well, I
Yeah.
know, but I was on on the very tail end of that, right? So they had all these black teachers brought in, and those black teachers, 90% of them anyway. Oh, they hated a white kid. Any opportunity they got to beat on a white kid, they took it. They were horrible, horribly racist, horribly racist. But I mean, and the other teachers let them do it.
What, black people? No.
Well, I mean, I've
Black
had a lot of
people
black
can't be
friends in my
racist.
life, but I'm just saying those teachers, they had an axe to grind and they ground it on the kids.
How dare you call a black person racist?
That's not
I
okay.
know. What am I thinking? No, it's not okay. It's not okay no matter what color you are. Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah. But I'm just telling you,
Is
that's
race-
reality. I was born at a bad time and in the wrong place for that situation.
But you know what? In the end, those kids all got good stories to tell their kids.
Mm-hmm.
So it all worked out.
Yeah. That's
Well,
fair
I
enough,
guess-
I guess.
Hopefully we
That's your walking both ways to
I know it's
school
like
uphill in a snowstorm story.
No, I used to take a bus. And most
I
of your
was
bus
whipped
drivers were
many
horrible.
times,
Sure.
times in school.
I was
They were
whipped
horrible.
by a black supremacist when I was your age.
How many of you had a nice bus driver or an asshole bus driver? Of course, I've had
I am
both.
mostly a bus driver.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just this. Shut up! No sound whatsoever.
Yeah, I've had those.
Yeah.
I got lucky because we had the bus that had the radio.
Oh yeah, we didn't have that. That sounds nice.
We were the cool bus because we got to
Yeah.
listen to music.
Yeah.
blaring cool music or like older
we
songs?
didn't
You know
get
what
that on
the
the
top
short
40
bus.
was? Yeah.
No, I never rode on the short bus. But although the football driver bus, the driver for the football team, they were always cool.
Nice.
And I was lucky boy because I was a defenseman, and the cheerleaders always ride with the defense. Yeah.
Okay, keep an eye on the cheerleaders, I guess.
Yeah, no, we got to keep them safe, protect them.
Absolutely.
Mainly, we just sang dirty
Keep 'em
songs
away
to
from
each
that
other.
quarterback.
Creepy bus driver.
That bus driver was cool, man, because we used to sing like dirty songs to each other back and forth. It was just playing, right? But he didn't care.
Mhm.
He didn't care, right?
Did they have a radio or not at that bus? That was why you had
I
to
never
provide
had
your
a
own
radio on the bus. I've heard of it, but I've never had it. No, they didn't even have a dispatch radio.
Hmm.
Then again,
yeah,
I
no.
went to at
Listen
that
to Cheech
time.
and
I went to
Chong.
pretty young, pretty poor schools, though.
Hmm. So the radios might have been extra.
Yeah, I imagine. And I went to some of the freaking gladiator school I went to was called St. Elmo's, and it was down on Bala Battery. You don't get much more country
fire
or
there.
poor than that. We literally had next to and behind and on the other side, we had gigantic watermelon fields.
Ooh.
Yes, and if you went anywhere near it, the owners would shoot you with rock salt.
Yeah, rock salt's
You had
awesome.
me at shoot.
Man, there was a big old pecan plantation by too, and we used to collect the nuts. Just the ones that fell on the ground, of course. But they didn't like them; they shoot you for that too. So you
It's
get
kind
shot
of
for a lot, really.
Yep. In Lord of the Rings, Frodo was talking about when he was a young hobbit, he went over to Farmer Maggots and would pick some of the mushrooms out of the field over there. And they're always
That's
really
just
scared of
Dogs.
that Farmer
Dogs.
Dogs, that's right.
That's right. Dogs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no. Like fully grown hobbits now, they're still like, oh no, it's Farmer Maggot, he's a monster. Like he's probably actually an okay guy as long as you're not a kid picking, mushrooms or pecans or something. I don't know.
Wasn't Farmer
Unless you
Maggot a
Then
human
or-
though?
No, he was a hobbit.
I'm pretty sure he's a
He's
hobbit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Are
a
you sure? I thought he was like on the
Yes.
Bree side.
He
Yeah,
is
but
on the.
they
He
are
is on the
hobbits
Bree
and
side, but he's
Bree.
a hobbit.
Okay.
There's
Isn't he
hobbits
the,
in
But he's on the Buckleberry Fairy side, not the Bree
Right.
side.
Right.
Okay,
was he
all
in the
of it.
movie?
No, I don't think
kinda.
so.
We saw his
This is
we
stick.
we saw his stick, his hoe
Yeah.
or rake or something like that. Yeah.
It was his sickle, actually.
Sickle, fair.
But
Yeah.
They couldn't put him in the movie because he's the toughest character of all of them. And he would have been like, what? How come everyone else is so helpless? That guy's badass.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like
He stood up to the ring race.
You
Get off my land!
there was a bit of
Farmer
What,
Maggot
Kansas
on?
City faggot?
there was a bit of fan fiction added in by I think it was Arnson. Dave Arnson added it into D&D. He created the halfling or hobbit guardian, and it's basically kind of like a hobbit sheriff or a police officer, a guardian of the Shire.
Cool. Yeah.
And it's still to this day one of the coolest extra characters they ever made. They're really fun, actually. They're a lot of fun.
Oh, nice. I have to look that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, hobbits are
Halfling
great.
guardians, yeah.
Halfling guardians.
Always play happy.
Yeah. Goodness gracious.
Well,
Yeah. But I mean, it sounds like these days the kids don't have to deal with. Well, they say they don't have to deal with abusive teachers, but then again, I kind of think what they're doing now is more abusive.
Yeah.
No, it is. That's
completely
you still
psychotic.
exist in schools, so yeah, it hasn't
Oh,
gone
they
away.
still exist, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, the kind of stuff they're doing now is
It's
like,
just now the teachers' unions protect the abusive teachers and hide their
oh
abuse.
gosh,
Yeah.
you're right.
I mean, not all the time. I did have, there was a gym teacher who was sending nudes to a teen and got caught for it, and they arrested immediately.
Was it a man or a woman?
A man.
Yeah. See, if it was a
Oh,
woman,
that's a
she wouldn't get
surprise.
hardly any
Usually it's a
trouble at all.
maid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to the teen that he was sending nudes to, but
Yeah. No. How about no? That's probably leave them be. Yeah.
leave it be.
I do have memory of a couple really good black teachers I had as a kid, though. Had a great two good black band teachers. They were great. Had this lady, and I don't know what class. I don't remember what her class was, but I do remember distinctly making kites.
In music class?
Well, maybe it was art class.
Oh, okay. But that's a cool thing to do.
But I remember her.
After Chester said it, he goes, "That doesn't sound right."
Yeah. I had
told us to go fly kites, so we made kites.
But I was just trying to say that I did have some good black teachers. Not like they were all bad.
Oh, of course.
Well, it might have been music. Let's go fly a kite.
No, it was an art
a
class. I'm
special
pretty
credit song.
Yeah. Have you ever made a kite?
like
It's fun, dude.
Yeah,
I think it is.
yes, and I sucked at it.
I
Last time I
feel like
remember.
and music teachers are probably, at least they love what they're teaching, I would think, on some part. So at least they're not kind of like just treating it as a paycheck with annoying children everywhere, but kind of like, hey, I get to teach kids music. I'm happy as a person. I feel like that might have, maybe on average, possibly slightly nicer people.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Only if they're
they're
qualified to teach it.
yeah. Well, that would be nice. That would be nice. I got in trouble a lot though for teachers who were incompetent.
I think
Yeah.
that there's so much pressure on teachers, and I'm saying this honestly, to fit into the community that they are in, but not always respecting the community they're coming to. That sounds weird to say that. They end up making the school their community and the other teachers their community instead of the people in the actual town or the
Oh,
school.
the community.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
the
I can
greatest
see.
my daughter ever had was actually Mrs. Smith. Was African American lady. She had taught in these segregated schools.
Mhm.
My daughter first white student to go to this particular school because it was an inner city school, and I always said that wherever I taught school, my children were going to go because that meant that I was invested. So this is in a city school. My daughter's the first one in there, and she did experience some racism from the other children because they just weren't. That wasn't where they were from. That wasn't what they were used to. Mrs.
Right.
Smith came for my daughter. She was absolutely incredible. Always came to
Aw.
work wearing Chanel suits and beautiful purses, and my daughter and her loved each other, absolutely loved each other. If I could find Mrs. Smith,
Aw.
you're the best thing that ever happened to my daughter because Roxanne learned how to deal with racism, learned how to deal with people treating you differently, and she vowed never to become that person.
Well, that's
And
good.
it actually created.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so
there's
I
always
think that
racism somewhere.
yeah, there's always some. But when you have people that know how to work through it, that's when you really grow as a human. And I think that's once we get used to that, a good teacher teaches you how to deal with that. The
Oh
bad,
yeah, I was taught how to
the bad,
deal with it. It
right?
involves an axe.
Yeah, well, maybe not. I need to ask you a question.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, yeah, that one.
Whoa!
That was pretty bad. Yeah. I'm used to a little more subtle than that. Oh goodness. I do remember Mrs. Birch or Miss Birch. No, excuse me, Miss Birch. And she was sitting talking to the class, and she was going on about how much she appreciated and loved the Sandinistas and wanted to donate money to them and stuff. And I put my hand up. Yeah, she kicked me out. And I had to go down to the vice principal, and I sat down, and he was known as a real hard ass, right? I'd never been to the principal's office before. This is a vice principal, actually. I'd never been down there
Right.
before, and I sat down in front of him, and he said, "So, why are you here?" I said, "She's a communist." He said, "Go sit in the other room until the next class." I got in zero trouble for it because he
Nice.
knew,
He's
right?
probably.
pretty
Yeah,
normal.
he knew.
Oh,
He wasn't a
but yeah,
communist,
that's
then,
fun.
was he?
This kid's insufferable.
Had to hire.
Or it could have been that too. Yeah, either way. I might have been insufferable. It's possible, Elrod. It could have been. I had
I'm not
opinions. I was a young
inviting this
Republican.
kid to any of my sex parties. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Nostalgia.
Good times, kind of.
Good
Yeah.
times.
I don't know. School kind of sucked.
Did
to
you have
be
a
honest.
drunk teacher in your school?
Oh yeah, she was awful.
Yep.
Yeah, I was forced to sing in Guys and Gals.
We had one, and I remember one of the classes stole her magic thermos and hid it,
Oh,
and she spent the entire day running around the campus like screaming,
oh no.
afraid someone might find out her secret that everyone knew.
Yeah, right. The spice in the drink. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Poor thing. She couldn't get through a day, huh?
No, it was like her hand was like glued to her thermos all the time. You're like, wonder what's in there, and why she smells like a liquor store.
Now, the drama teacher at my school, well, my last high school, she was, let's see, she wore pantsuits. Her hair was shorter than mine. and never a lick of makeup or any jewelry. You guess what she might have been. Yeah, she did.
Pentecostal?
Yeah, that maybe. Yeah. Uh, she had opinions, might I say? She had opinions. Yeah, they literally forced me to sing in Guys and Gals. I couldn't believe it.
You should be. You should
What-
be. One of the
what
great
was-
things of all time.
Well, yeah,
That's
Did
the
this
only
teacher drive a Subaru? Is that what you're saying?
yes, she did. How did you know?
Oh.
Of course, a lot of people
He gets
listening
anywhere,
don't even
lickety
know what a
split.
Subaru is. No, she
I
didn't.
do.
I'm joking. She didn't drive a Subaru. She drove a Saab.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so she was a lawyer?
SOB?
No, Saab. SABBA, I think. Saab.
Oh.
SAAB.
AAP.
Whatever the hell it was a weird looking car.
She drove a weird looking car and she drank a lot of coffee. No, that was the other teacher.
I know what a Saab
Weird
is.
looking
There's
car,
a
and
episode
she
of
has a
Seinfeld
lot
of
of
one.
curious friends
Yeah, right.
named Chris and Terry.
Although on the other side of it, though, of that joke, I remember because I grew up in a Northern Baptist church. You know, I'm sure all of us grew up in a church. And as a kid, you just kind of sit back and watch because be quiet, be silent, and that you're not allowed to speak, so you just shut up and listen. And I watched, and I saw a lot of hypocrisy. I saw a lot of two-faced actions. I saw a lot of nasty things, of course. The politics of a small church. But the one thing that actually angered me, oddly enough, is they were these two ladies. Everyone who was old enough to know they're lesbians, obviously,
Oh.
right? But they were really nice ladies. They were kind and sweet and helpful, and they were involved. They were good humans, right? And basically, when Pastor Don, the pastor I grew up with there, he was actually a really good man, and he tried to balance everything in the best way he could, and they were always welcome in his church, right? But then he died. He was an old man, right? And they went on this hunt looking for a new preacher, and we got a. Well, I guess maybe he wasn't Mennonite anymore, but that's what he was, right? Mennonites are city-bound Amish, for those of you who don't know, basically. They brought in this Mennonite preacher, and he drove him out, and it pissed me off, dude. It really did piss me off. I mean, it's like, okay, fine, they're not biblical. I get your point on that. However, these are really sweet humans.
They
that
make
are
the best apple turnovers.
Well, I'm just saying that they were really involved in the church. They were very helpful. They were good people, dude. And it wasn't
Fucking
right.
Amish me, yo.
I have some opinions with that as well, but yeah.
But I
if you
mean,
don't
I
want-
get it. But they didn't put it in anyone's face, and they were good people that were very involved and helpful in the church. They didn't put it in anybody's face, dude. They didn't do that. But
they weren't
I understand the
harassing anybody.
religious basis. I do, Jason. But it just wasn't right, dude. It wasn't right. Plain and simple. I mean, if you got someone showing their ass and being vulgar and rude, sure, I get it. But that's not the case.
I mean, true. Yeah. I mean, that's great and all. I mean, yeah. But I also understand the other side of the story.
I do.
And I'm going to go biblical here. If you're in a church, right, and you're doing all these things, which is great. You're doing, you're helping people. You're doing all these good deeds, but your heart isn't necessarily with the Lord. It's not in the right place. Then that's a problem. And you're not. And if you're not willing to say no to it, then I'm sorry. Even the Bible says you have to be kicked out.
Yeah, no, I know this. I'm aware.
So,
okay. I understand that. But Pastor
Once you
Don,
go to the point of kicking them out, you're probably making them never want to convert, never want to come back, never accept the Lord, because you're showing them hate instead of love.
Right.
Of course, yeah. I
Right.
mean, I agree with that. Yes, I do agree with that. You should always welcome these people, even meet them where they're at now, and show them that there is another path,
Sure.
a good path.
And I can understand not allowing them to be part of the administration of a church or something like that. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Especially because they were there my entire life. And
Mhm.
Pastor Don, who was a really good human, right?
Okay.
He always allowed them, and he never took any kind of action against them. Although I'm sure he had pressure to do so, because as far as he's concerned, everyone's welcome in his church, right? And then they hired this hardcore Mennonite or a very heavily Orthodox person, and they really started kicking a lot of people out, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Okay, yeah.
it's just I get your point. I know what you're saying, and from a big biblical point of view, you're right. I get it. I'm not arguing it. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, human to human, it wasn't right.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
I was not churn the butter. You're out.
Yeah, Mennonites are a little questionable, but Amish Mennonite they've always been questionable, especially the hardcore ones.
Very.
Like,
Yes.
my goodness. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, by far.
Well, let me say this, because actually, me being in a church right now and being in administration, and so we have a ministry of the lost. And if anybody who's ever been in that, you know what that means. People that are in some of the hardest places in their lives, who are going through a lot. And that ministry is a different thing. When you're saying you're administering the church itself, the leaders of the church should reflect the values of the church. However, your ministry is to the world. And as a result, you say to yourself, what did Christ do for me, and what shall I do? So there is a way to set it up when you're entering these ministries for those who need the help the most. And whether you consider it to be a sin or not a sin or other things, how are they interacting with the community? How are they being involved with this ministry? And you say, is there a way to do it? Is there a place where it crosses the line where you have to confront that activity when they cause harm to another person, when they actually are actively causing harm, or they're doing something that is egregious in the sight of the Lord? Then you have to say something like, dude, you're sleeping with this dude's husband. That's where it happens in Corinthians, where he says you have to confront this person about this sin. They are doing this thing, and it is an abomination of the sight of the Lord. That's when you talk to the congregation. Hey, listen, you just had an affair right in front of God and everybody, and you really need to not do that. But even then, it doesn't say you kick them out. You ask them and you talk to them about what's happening in their lives and what's taking.
And I've seen
so
that.
you have
and
to
they
talk
didn't
to
get
them.
kicked out.
Yeah, you
So
have to.
that's the thing.
You actually have to
Yes.
confront them gently too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I think that when you're
Trap.
looking at
Deny. I'm just kidding.
well, that's the thing. So you have
don't pull a Dave Grohl and go on Instagram and say you got a new kid.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And so what do? You live your life as if somebody someday will ask you the question in front of your church. Because the truth is, hypocrisy is always as much of a sin as anything else. But also to remember those who actually did the right things. Your first pastor, Chester, he did the right thing. That's the Spirit of God.
Yeah, no,
it's
he's a
not
good man.
discounted just because another idiot comes along. That doesn't erase the good.
Yeah.
And hypocrisy, how much worse is it in a world where nobody cares about anything? And that's what I've always looked at. I've been in that world where there is no Christ, there is no God, there is only the next hit of the next drug. And when you live in that place, you realize even hypocrisy has a place, because at least somebody says, maybe I want to believe. And that's when you can start.
Pastor Don was one of the best men I've ever known in my life. He was just a good human, religion aside. One of the worst people I ever knew in my life was when I was in the South, because I moved around, you guys know. And we went to one of those mega churches.
Oh no!
Oh dear!
Boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. That is some ugly stuff there, dude.
Where did you go? Which mega church was it? Do you remember?
Down in Mobile, Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Well, that's when they were first really starting up too.
Probably. And my wife went with one of her girlfriends in Honolulu. My wife's not a Christian, but one of her friends was a Christian, and she invited her out to go to church with her, and she went, but it was held in like the frickin' Oahu Bowl, the giant stadium, football stadium they had every Sunday. Yeah, outside of
wow.
football season anyway. But yeah, those mega churches, boy. Mm-mm.
Kind of hard
Yeah.
to get some counseling someplace like
Now,
that, huh?
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. There's been a lot of bad megachurches. Now, as much as we like to dog on megachurches, which understandably why, I actually go to a megachurch, and it's actually not like Joel Steen or whatever. It's actually my pastor actually talks truth, right?
Yeah.
He actually
Good.
talks about the truth in front of your face. He tells it how it is. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He just says it how it is from the Bible, and that's it.
Well,
Does he wear t-shirts?
Huh?
Does he wear
T-shirt-
t-shirts?
so
That's a
t-shirt-
good question.
No, he actually wears a tuxedo. So
Which is nice.
yeah,
How much do you have
That's
to
nice.
tithe a month?
10%. That's the rule.
pay tithe 10%. Yeah, 10%.
That is the rule. No, I'm sure most all the members of any mega church are, just normal Christians. It isn't the attendees. It's
Yeah.
the bureaucracy and their televangelismness making money. It's a money problem. Money is the root of all evil.
That's true.
The love of
Actually,
But the love of it, yeah.
Oh,
Hey, you
Love
shut up
of
now.
money.
I made a more total statement, a better one. Maybe no, I shouldn't say that.
What?
Oh goodness, Amy is doing something not cute. That's interesting.
Not cute. I gotta look at this. Hold on a second.
What? My faith is now challenged.
It should be. Yeah. Goodness gracious. How about you, Rabbit? Did you grow up in the church? I mean, Americans, we all pretty much every American goes to church as a kid. Did you go to church as a kid?
Rabbit's a Puritan. He burns witches on the weekend.
Yeah.
Did I lose Rabbit? No, he's right here.
Do we know that about him?
Almond cane it.
Deep in meditation. He's in his prayer club.
That's fine. That's fine.
He's putting on his black robe so he can pray the Lord.
Well, I'm kind of curious how other cultures do. How about you down in Australia? You guys all kind of grow up as at least as kids in the church?
I never went. Well, I did, but we went to a Croatian church, and I couldn't understand the language, so it was like I didn't know what the hell he was saying.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Well, they were all speaking in tongues.
And they were. Right? But I don't know. I would assume in America, pretty much all of us go to church as a kid.
Well, I used to watch the original trilogy, and they used to be known as the Holy Trilogy for a long time.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I used to do.
Oh, see. So you didn't go to church as a kid. You're Cuban. How in the hell did you not go to church as a kid?
I tried.
Oh, I see. It didn't stick, huh? All right.
No, holy water kept boiling.
Yeah, that's fair.
The real truth.
So you did go to a church as a kid. Then. You just didn't care for it. I know I probably stopped going to church around, 16, 15, something like that. But that's because I went to university, though.
Did you go that early?
Yeah, I was one of those kids.
Ah, all right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't have a second grade, and I didn't have a sixth grade.
Oh.
Yeah, you jumped out.
Did you have to go back like Billy Madison and repeat that?
No, I didn't. But I
Well,
mean,
that's good.
everything
Your
else was
pants are
normal. It's
cool.
just I graduated high school in 1986, and I
You
went to
baby.
university. Huh?
You baby.
I was 16. Yeah, I was 16.
1986. That's like I have shoes older than that.
Shush. You're not
Really
that much
cool
older than me. What are you talking about?
I graduated in 1980, but I was 17. So
Yeah,
I got help.
yeah. America does that. They'll jump you ahead, but America has an adversarial education system, where
Adversarial?
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely 100%. Yeah, it's the system we have. It's
Yeah,
they
Chester
call it.
went to gladiator school.
Well, I that was just an adjective, Elrod. But
He wants
no, America has what they call the step system. And the
Okay.
idea is that every level of education is like a step. If you're not able to cross over it, then you are because they have in America you have the concept that you always need a ditch digger, right? So they assure themselves the blue collar worker. And if you can't take that step up, you kind of get left behind at that grade. That's the American system. Whereas here and other countries in the world, not all, there's plenty of people that copy America, but here in Japan, for instance, they do more of the hill system, right? Where everyone is brought along no matter what. You can't jump a grade in Japan; it's not allowed. Everyone is brought up together equally, intending. But then
Hmm.
again, Japan has been making war for the past 80 years against the world with suits and ties, right?
Right.
So they need to produce a business class, which they've done incredibly well. But
They'll never beat the Italian. Those Armanis are timeless.
that's true. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the American system is very adversarial. You didn't know that?
No. So, if you're an exceptional student,
You know,
then do you just stay bored longer, or do you just satisfy yourself with having really good grades?
they just jump you ahead until you're
Oh,
challenged.
so they do that in Japan too?
No, they don't. America does that, and other countries
America
too.
does.
It's not just America. But
Oh, okay.
because Japan, it just so turns out that Japan and America are literally the opposite of each other in how they approach education.
Interesting. Are there ditch diggers in Japan?
And war.
Of
Am I right,
course,
boys?
and more. That's
America.
true.
War.
Yeah.
For our democracy.
A lot of kids in America get jumped for it a year or two.
Yeah, that's true. Find something you're already past that grade.
Yeah.
Why not?
So I wasn't abnormal. When I went to university, there were several other kids my age.
Oh, that's good. Now, are you going in the
You were
city?
Wormser?
Yeah. What was that?
Oh, were
You
you
were
out
Wormser.
in...
Go ahead, Amy.
Were you going to like a school out in the rural areas at that point? Or were you back in the city?
Are you talking about university or
Yeah, for university when you're headed
I
there.
went to Brown University.
Oh, okay.
I went to
Nice.
Yellow.
Anybody
They're
got
all
white?
purple.
Anybody got white?
no.
No, I went to Brown.
Yellow's always first. Brown's always second. They're always number 2.
But
A lot of Browns in my university too.
I went to a major city university. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You were taking you were taking like archaeology and stuff like that, but music kind of incidentally. I think
Well, I did that. I mainly went to Brown Satellite University building in Boston, and at the same time I was going to Berkeley. So I do have a 4-year degree in music theory and education. But most of my education was at Brown, where I have degrees in anthropology, Egyptology, archaeology, and philology.
Not Egyptology.
Yes, Egyptology, Syriology is one doctorate. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. So you're not an Egyptologist, really?
No, I mean yes and no. I do have a PhD in Egyptology, but I don't use it.
Talk about that. Okay.
Yeah. Damn
That was the
Egyptologist. But no, I
education.
have 3 of those, and but the only one I cared about was philology. So
Is that where you touch people's heads to see how they think?
yeah, that is exactly what it is. It's a
Oh, that's
sound.
phrenology.
It's a sound science there. You know. Yeah, it's,
Do you
Phrenology.
actually study Egypt or just
it's
defend a half of the Bengals?
well, I was focused on philology because my professor said, you're pretty good at language, and I was like, well, kinda, I guess. And they pushed me. Professors always push you in a direction to fill holes, right?
Oh,
And I
okay.
was capable at it, and I already had half of the languages
Yeah,
I needed for the doctorate, so they pushed me to
That's
finish it.
nice.
a lot of
Uh,
philologists do. They fill holes. Yeah.
they do fill holes. But I told the story before. When I went to go file for my doctorate paperwork, and because it passed and all that stuff was finished, and I had to go to the office and take care of all the paperwork, right? And I was talking to the girl at the office, and she said, you qualify for 2 other PhDs, I was like, huh? So
Give
I
'em.
so I wrote 2 books and filed for it. And I got them.
Nice.
Give 'em up, baby.
All
That's
you
the
had to
only.
do
I
is write 2
wasn't planning
books.
on it, but because the reason why is because I had done so much. I was the anybody here has been university. You know that many times the professor isn't in the room. There's a grad student teaching you. That was
Mm-hmm.
me. I did a lot of that,
So
right?
you did all the teaching.
And you get credit for it, and I didn't really account for it, right? So
Oh,
I
okay.
was teaching anthropology classes, I was teaching Egyptology classes, I was teaching all kinds of classes for the professors, and every time I did that, I was getting credit toward that major. I didn't really
Oh,
know this, right? Uh,
Doesn't that mean that they're teaching mostly with unaccredited teachers if they're having students teaching it? I feel like they should
welcome,
give.
welcome to university. Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah.
supposed to be vetted here, and there's the professor is supposed to be looking at their work, things like that. But that doesn't always happen. But somehow much the professor trusts you.
Yeah, that's
Do you
true.
Was
let
the
You
people go to
have
the
professor?
bathroom?
you have to be assigned by the professor. That is true. That is true.
Ah.
Yeah. By the way, Elrod, that's called phrenology, just so you know.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
You were into philology. You know who else was into that? P. Diddy.
Fair
Oh,
enough. Of course, another person is really famous, probably the most famous philologist in history. His name is Tolkien.
yep.
There you go.
Mhm.
Yep.
I knew we would go there eventually.
Yeah, well, I got to defend myself
That's
That's
right.
right.
by
It's
picking
a
on my
good thing no one
philology.
pursued.
You made
Mhm.
up fake
Our
languages.
Okay.
Yeah, but just imagine this though. It doesn't really matter. But imagine that girl wasn't being nice enough on that day to say, "Hey, by the way," right?
Mhm.
By the way,
Well, I'm just
You
saying,
got
right?
to,
If I didn't know, I would have never filed for it, and I wouldn't have got him, right?
right?
That's
That would
it.
have been so sad.
True.
It's
Well,
so much the university experience, and this is me comparing it to mine, where I actually worked my way through school. I went to a community college that went to a 2-year degree. So much of that experience was about let's get a job, let's go out and find work, let's fill those holes in the community because they're local, they're something there. As you go to university, it's about that overview of what's happening at the very top. And I think that, and my son was actually headed for a doctorate. Then COVID happened, right as his senior. He actually got accepted to be able to go into the doctorate program,
Sure.
to master, go to seminary. It was at Baylor. He had a where they said, "Hey, you can come to seminary. You can go ahead and start the work there, and work towards the doctorate." He had already been and had already just that's leaving the campus. Everything shut down during that year, and he was, you know what? I'm out. I'm living my life. And as you step away from that cloistered and get back into real life and into the real world, he said, "I'm needed more here, and I'm doing my work now." And so there's that I guess that network of people when the professor came and found you and said, "Hey, I'd like you to do this thing," being there physically, being part of that community, you start to feel that connection. But when you leave it behind, it really does. It fades. It's kind of like being in a relationship, and that was he's never regretted not going back in and getting his doctorate because his life took an amazing turn after that. But
Well,
it's still things that just what changes, when you just on the basis of being somewhere physically.
the only reason you need a doctorate outside of medical or engineer or something like that is if you want to be a teacher. right? A professor. And therefore, for me, it's essential, right? And for me, at the university I teach at, having an extra 2 gives me more money,
Yeah.
There you go.
right? I make more money, and I'm also more versatile. They can, because I'm a night professor, right?
Oh yeah.
So they can use me to cover all kind of classes if they need so, right?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so therefore I do get paid more money because of it. So, thank you that girl, whoever she was, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, the only reason, unless you're going to be an actual medical doctor or something like that, you don't need a PhD at all, unless you want to be a professor. Then you need it. That's it.
But I mean, if you've
You
earned
don't
it,
need
why
it,
not?
Now, I would suggest to anyone who's bothered to go to a 4-year university and have an actual major, a real
Mhm.
one, not cultural studies, but a real major.
Yeah.
If you can afford and are capable of getting a master's, do so because your money will increase greatly,
Mhm.
right? Otherwise, go
Also
to
know
trade
what you're
school.
doing.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You're
Yeah.
saying my master's in Deep Space Nine studies is why I'm a barista now?
That's probably why.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably why.
Hmm,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. But no, I mean,
tragic.
if you're in I think most people should go to trade school, is my opinion. But if you are in a serious major and you have the opportunity to do a master's, do that. It's
Yeah,
only an
sure.
additional 2 years, and you will make way more money. It literally is an entire grade step. And you don't need a PhD. You don't need that unless you're going to be a professor. But the
Right.
master's is
And even
valuable.
Except if you're in
it
software.
kind of sounds like even if you want to be a professor, you're mostly going to be sending your students to do the teaching. So,
Well, they don't do that here in Japan as much, but
oh,
yeah, and
okay.
America's horrible about that. So many wouldn't even know how many damn school lessons I taught whilst a student.
Oh, I was also a student.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, it's a thing.
yeah.
Can you imagine they did that in public school? You went into the classroom where the sixth graders was teaching sixth grade?
Hmm. Probably be better,
No, you're not wrong.
Mhm.
but
Yeah, the whole master's thing doesn't work in software.
you really? Why not?
Yeah, because it's flooded with them, and most
Yeah.
of them can't actually do the
Well,
work.
that's another problem. That's true. That is
Yeah,
true.
and and I'll tell you something that there there was a big scam with that going on because you could tell because we had guys coming over from India with master's degrees, or
Uh-oh.
no, getting master's degrees in this country and could barely speak English. And it's like,
Oof.
okay, you're in an American university, and
Thank you,
and
Mighty
you
Mouse.
and you got a master's degree without being able to like read and write.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, your language, yeah, I get your point.
Well, programming is based in English, though. It's kind of like traffic control.
Yeah, somewhat along those. I mean, a lot of it is in English, but
Yeah.
it's like, and then when you start asking these guys questions, they don't know anything.
Right.
And
Code's his own language.
the funny part is a lot because I was up in Ann Arbor during that time, during some of the time when I was hiring a bunch of people, and these people were working on those climate models
Mhm.
for
Oh
U of
Lord.
M.
Oh.
Oh. Oof.
He's like, you were working on you were working on scientific climate models, and I wouldn't
Models?
hire you to like wash my car.
Yeah.
Well, and behind that, you put somebody in there who doesn't know the language, who has no idea what they're actually interpreting. They might have the data, but they don't really know what they're interpreting. Then you can put through any lie you want through. There's nobody to check the data. They're
Well,
just
it's not even that. It is the skill sets that are paying. Number one, if you go to a college for a degree, they're not. The colleges can't keep up with the technology.
Yeah.
They just don't. If you go in for like
No.
a doctorate or something like that, that's one thing, because they're working on a lot of stuff that's way out there. But between when you enter college and the PhD, all the technology that's going on, it's changing every 5 years, and it's nearly impossible for these colleges
That's
to
true.
keep up. So all you're basically doing is you're getting a bachelor's degree, which is essentially a ticket to entry for
Yeah.
a bunch of companies. But the master's
Right.
degree really doesn't get you anything more.
Really? That's interesting.
Well, and it's
Doesn't work that way here. But then again, getting a master's or a doctorate, all it means is you are qualified to begin learning. That's all it means. You're not a
Yeah.
master of anything. You're qualified to begin, is what that means, right? And so many people misunderstand this. I know so much more now than I did after graduating in '93, right? So much more.
Yeah,
So
and that's what I tell my kid, especially with engineering. It really isn't. You really aren't. You aren't. They may have given you a degree, but you aren't. You aren't nothing. It's that degree is nothing but your ticket to entry
yeah,
to a job.
entry. Yeah, entry. That's right.
Yeah, just entry.
you know what doesn't change with the tides of time?
Love.
Love.
Exciting. No, plumbing. Plumbing is like the biggest
Plumbing?
moneymaker.
That was a good joke and
Plumbing.
you ruined it.
Fine. You can consider that love, I guess.
Exciting and new.
Mhm.
Come aboard. We're expecting you.
I would become a plumber myself, but I don't want to deal with other people's shit.
How fair.
Boy, that was a crappy joke.
It is, but
Nah.
That was just shit.
That's the kind of joke you learn at Brown University.
It is. I think like architecture would probably, and some of the physics-based stuff, because
oh my god,
the way water and gravity behave, I don't think that changes very often. Like technology might, and a lot of things do, but certain
Oh, I
things.
finished my machine.
Well, when the moon eventually collides with the Earth, that may change.
Yeah,
Okay, that might change a couple of things.
Isn't it going the other
When I build
direction?
my giant magnet, you won't be laughing anymore.
I heard a good joke
the
from
moon.
Razorfist the other day. He said a Chinaman went into a bar and went to the bartender and asked, "Is that whiskey?" And the bartender says, "No, it's safe."
It's cute.
Yeah, Razorfist is pretty funny.
That is a good one. Yeah.
It's not witchy at all.
See, racist jokes can be funny.
Is that's just a funny way of saying risky?
No,
There's got to be
whiskey
a bar
meaning
out there called
risky,
Whiskey Business.
dangerous, meaning the Chinaman he thought the Chinaman was mispronouncing it.
Oh, I didn't know. I had no idea.
Yeah, whiskey, risky.
What are you doing about
whiskey,
that?
whiskey.
Chinaman?
It is a racist joke, but it's a funny one. As
Mickey
many are,
Rooney would be turning in his grave right now.
I'm sure.
What is this?
I like that stylized Judge Dredd you got there, Jason. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. It's a little bit late, but I'm going to grab some coffee, Jeff.
Jeff, say that.
Oh, Jeff's in charge?
Jeff's in
He's
charge.
always in charge.
I was doing a straw poll,
of
but I
our
guess
days
that'll have
and
to
our
wait.
nights.
The
What should we do,
love
Jeff?
boat.
Should we keep going?
Promise is something for everyone.
Jeff, it's me, Buddy Limbeck.
Sad part is I miss those old shows. You used to wait up like all week so you could watch the frickin' Love Boat and
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
I just saw a tattoo costume today.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, it was like one of those like plastic bags with like a plastic mask, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Oh, like the Ben Cooper.
Yeah. It's like just the plastic mask with the string, and it was like Tattoo's face, and then the rest of the costume was just like a kind of a plastic bag that you wear over.
Oop. Okay.
Pretty good.
Now the doodles.
There's something about having all of that entertainment 24/7 that it's like totally lost that
Yeah, it has.
feeling.
Boop to the puppet there.
Oh, there's
Oh,
so much
reality
now. I was
television.
talking about this the other day with somebody.
Reality
about how,
television killed it.
Yeah, I could care less about reality television.
but you can like still remember episodes from like 40 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
shows today, you're like, they're just going by so fast. You don't even remember what happened in the last show you watched.
Yeah, because now you binge it, so it all mashes into one thing, so nothing stands out.
Although I was watching before we dumped Netflix, I was watching Kingdom, which was a Korean historical zombie apocalypse.
Oh yeah,
series.
I heard that's actually pretty good though.
It is. It's
Where's
it's really good.
Yeah, I still couldn't get
I
over the
forgot
dubs a little bit. Still in the middle of it, but it is good.
Yeah, I only got through the
I get
first
rid
two
of the dub
episodes,
and just go
or
with
the
subs.
first two seasons.
Yeah. The thing is, because I'll watch while I'm drawing, so that's the only reason I have the dubs on. Other than that, I'll just watch in Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. I usually like the subtitles. I can't. The dubs bother me. Just
Yeah.
like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, it's
Saw
annoying most of the time.
saw Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon like that without the dub, and it was way better.
But you do have to be able to, stop and read it, I guess. So kind of hard to run
A little
back.
bit. I mean, sometimes sometimes the action on screen's just telling you the story anyways. A good director will do that.
That's true. Yeah.
And you don't really have to read it, but sometimes the dub is so corny or just mal-acted that it's distracting.
Oh
yeah.
Like, and you're just always like that didn't translate like that. No way that's like no way that line
What was that
says that.
supposed
Get
to
out.
say? Yeah.
Yeah, what was that? What was the actual thing? I remember that happened once here. I was watching Pokemon of all things, and I noticed that they're calling sushi, like these sushi balls, they're calling them donuts. I'm like, you sons of bitches! I see what you're doing here.
What is this? It's a rice ball.
Jelly
What
donut.
is
Yeah,
that?
jelly donut.
It's a
good
really
jelly
good
donuts.
donut.
Yeah, what is that? Looks like an almond joy. What is that? Oh, it's fucking sushi.
It's wrong.
Like, fucking kids in America know what sushi is, you assholes.
Yeah, I remember
Although
when
when
sushi
you
hit
think
back
of the
in the 80s.
sushi, you usually think of the small pieces that have a little fish or on top, or I guess there'd be an onigiri or a roll that's cut into slices. The
Oh, wow,
rice balls you don't see very much. Onigiri,
They had,
maybe? Or maybe you don't
the
see
one that was
those
in
as
Pokemon
common.
was like the straight up ball with like the seaweed in the middle of it.
Yeah, and the little like plum or something like that. Sometimes in the middle, or sometimes just a little square on it. Yeah, it's a very particular shape. But I don't think I've ever seen, and I understand that maybe we don't have as wide a variety of restaurants in Florida as there might be in like California or other places, but I don't think I've seen onigiri for sale anyplace. Like I made a little, I thought those were kind of fun looking, so I would make a rice ball, and I didn't have the little pickled plum or anything to put in the middle, so I put a meatball in the middle of the thing and put barbecue sauce on it. It was great.
Hey,
The best sushi I've ever had was in Wyoming.
Oh yeah.
So don't knock.
Really?
Yeah. So don't knock Florida. Yeah. I mean, I was in Jackson Hole, which is a big touristy place. So maybe they have a bunch of stuff flying in.
Oh, that could be.
But yeah, it's don't knock down Florida. You just gotta go to the right place.
When my daughter was she was stationed in Florida, she was at Destin, and she was the one that got me started with sushi. And the first time she took me out, I'm from Texas. I'm from Central Texas. That means we don't touch fish if it's not cooked, And so this is
fish fries.
I know it, and so I was like, "Holy cow, this is good!" I'm surprised I didn't die some sort of crazy poisoning or something, because I was like, because I would eat probably like 9 of those rolls, and then I was like, I need more of this. So good. For some reason, it's addictive. Why?
It's very light and very clean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anybody heard of Texas Roadhouse by any chance?
Yeah,
I love
Mhm.
their bread rolls.
I know. Rosa probably definitely knows what
oh yeah.
Texas Roadhouse is. The rolls are like one of the best things in that restaurant. Like
Oh yeah. That and the cinnamon butter. Oh my gosh.
the cinnamon butter, yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, just bring me another basket of those, please. I'm not having anything. They're ordering. I'm eating this.
Yeah,
I would
that's
love to.
that's some great like steak and shrimp, and my goodness, they're just awesome.
Oh,
I
is there
love their
fish good
lemonades
too?
too. Oh yeah,
Nice. I never
some-
eat much past the, I would get like a little like there's like a kid's steak or something like that. I'm like I can kind of get through that by the time I'm done eating all the bread rolls. So if I'll usually just get that or just have the bread. But it's been a minute since I've been to a steakhouse.
Oh geez, I
Well,
can't
how
afford.
do you, sorry, you go ahead.
I can't afford a steakhouse, but if I could right now, I'd go to that one in Amarillo that's got like the 955,000 ounces of steak, and it's the giant Texas giant or whatever. And if I knew I was on my way out of this world, I would go there and be going, "Load me up, baby, just load me up."
Mhm.
And if I did, that would be like my last final act would be to like eat that entire steak and win.
And then you get
You
miraculously
live in
healed
Texas
and have
though.
a
You can have a
Everything's
good
a big
steak
deal.
every 3 miles. Like
If
Florida, those girls got to drive to Boca Raton or Key West or
really,
Coconut Grove to get anything good.
there you go. Get on the
All
bridge
right.
out in the Keys. We
Yeah, the
Texas Roadhouse.
sinful Keys.
There's a
There's
pretty
the
good steakhouse
Disney.
in Orlando. Morton's. Morton's is pretty good.
Orlando.
Morton's is
Yeah, that's
expensive though.
interesting.
I mean, that's going to be about $80 for a steak,
Ooh, it's a really good
but it
steak.
is so good,
Nice. So when
especially
are
when
you
someone else is
gonna
paying
Right.
for it.
especially if someone's paying.
I go
yeah,
to
somebody
Costco.
Ooh.
Oh, you okay?
can get that sweet Costco meat. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Costco's, not hospital. Okay, good. I'm glad you weren't in the hospital.
No,
I,
I,
good
I,
old
ate, I ate
Costco.
some of that hospice steak.
Oh, no.
yeah, no one needs that. Oh,
Something like a good old hospice steak. The neighbor dies next to you. You gonna finish that? Yeah,
oh, none of that.
Trying to get their stuff. That's
Seconds.
My dad had been.
all right.
Oh, they had a nice cafeteria in the one hospital we went to when. Well, I guess actually when neither mom or dad were sick, and I was kind of surprised at how well that was run and all the food that was there, and everybody had really good bedside manner because they knew everyone who was there. Well, they either knew the doctors or they knew that you were a family member, and they were all very, very compassionate because sometimes you couldn't look up at people, and sometimes you just needed a break, and sometimes you needed someone to just say it's all right. And they were a lovely group of people. And that's nice too, but
That's
they,
nice.
they were good people.
Yeah, my
That's a
dad was in a
noble.
hospital that had like an amazing cafeteria. So
Right?
much so that the people in the town eat there.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow.
It's funny, but I
Because it was
don't
like, yeah, this is like really good food and it was really cheap.
know. Yeah.
Here's
I
all.
wonder if this is being
No,
assisted with our government dollars. In that case, get a
Good,
second plate.
good
Mhm.
food. That's my favorite conversation.
If I
Yeah.
ever like
Me too.
if I ever want to eat hospital food, I go to Panera now.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually in the hospital recently, not because I was sick or anything, but
Uh-huh.
it's I have a grandma who went through heart surgery, and now they're trying to
Oh,
sedate her and
sorry.
everything.
She
hey.
doing better?
She's, I think she's getting better. It's just they're trying to wake her up and
Right.
Oh,
make sure
Of
she's doing all right.
course.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, but
hey,
yeah,
Nora.
yeah.
Wow, I did not know.
It's it's all right. Yeah, she just we're having. I've had the because I work with kids and I
Mhm.
have my group of teachers pray over her.
Oh, that's
So
wonderful.
yeah,
I'm glad you got a good
I think she's
community.
all right.
And too.
Yeah,
I'm sorry she's sick.
yeah.
How's the cafeteria?
Yeah, really.
That's really nice though. They actually had their like Mexican they have Italian, they have a burger joint, they have like a Mexican little place that you
What's
can
his name?
like
Oh,
Hector.
my little amigo. Anyway,
Hector, we want more pizza. Okay.
Great stuff.
You don't want to go to
But
hospital here in Japan. They only give you vegan food.
Really?
gross.
What a
That's why
bummer.
Downer.
people are in the hospital.
Why would they do
I-
such a thing?
It's their
How
They
policy.
want
dare they?
people
That's
decide they don't want to
Blasphemous.
be at the hospital anymore.
No meat.
What
and
about the cafeterias?
Oh yeah,
At least
you
some
probably
fish.
find it. You
Fish
can
ain't
probably
meat.
find it there. Yeah. But in your room, if you're in a hospital room, they only give vegan food.
Oh,
And I don't know why, but no smoking. Weird.
no smoking in the hospital.
No
Is it because of the oxygen tank?
What else can you do in a cancer ward?
That's true.
Chester, most of the hospitals here in the States now, at least in Missouri and Illinois that I know of, you can't smoke on the property.
yeah, on the property.
Well,
Parking lot, anywhere.
Oh no, smokers have been under attack for a while. It is interesting how they made all that money off of us, but now we're being tossed aside. Yeah.
Mm.
He's the number one client. What are you doing?
I know that's weird. But yeah, no, they're like that because I went to a hospital once in Japan, and it was many years ago. But I I had my back went out, and I was stuck in. And they said the doctor won't be in until Monday, so they threw me in a hospital bed for the weekend, and it sucked.
Oh my gosh! If your back wasn't bad before, and
yeah,
that'll do it.
Yeah. But he came in on Monday and he gave me some shot into my spine. Did a good job
Wait,
though.
That's
How
good.
over the weekend? What?
Yeah, I just had to stay in the hospital over the weekend. I couldn't really walk.
Oh my!
So was he golfing or something, or what?
I don't know. No idea.
We might be
but
spoiled in some ways. I'm kind of like, what do you mean there wasn't a doctor available at the hospital?
I had a cute nurse, so I was good.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's something, I guess. But medicine would have been good.
Oh, they gave me medicine. Sure, they drugged the hell out of me. Yeah. That's my only experience in the hospital is in a very long time. Yeah.
Oh, that's probably good.
Wait, don't change that part.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, before that, the last time I was in hospital was in New York City, and I had gotten into well, I didn't start it, but I got cut across my abdomen, and
don't tell that one. No, that one creeps me out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we've heard this.
Yeah, well, I don't have many hospital experiences. You only have the stories you tell. That's why old people tell the same story over and over again. You're limited. You have
I mean, it's a good story, but whoa, it's
yeah, it was bad.
cringe, man.
That was bad.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You're lucky to be alive.
Pieces of death before I was 10. Give it to me.
Yeah. Well, no, he's right. I'm very lucky to be alive, but it's mainly because I'm O negative. Was the big threat. They had to literally fly blood in from Boston.
Really?
Oh no, not Boston blood.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It's the only place they could find blue blood.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, I mean, my blood is universal. Anyone in the world can take my blood, right? But I can only have O negative. Of course, it's super, super ultra rare, right? Which is why which is why even to this day, the stuff I write is often in regards to Rh negative. It's something that I have to deal with, and therefore something interesting to me and something I've studied.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
Not
So when you're in a hospital, you can only listen to one kind of music. That really sucks.
Yeah, it does, and it's usually
You have
not even a good band.
Damn Sadaka. Yeah. But
Neil Sedaka
no,
sucks.
it's not cool at all. Being Rh negative sucks, actually. Particularly if you're a woman. You don't want to be a woman with Rh negative blood, man. That's not good.
Oh, woman.
I'll have to remember
Isn't
that.
Trump apparently Rh negative?
I don't know, maybe. It's pretty rare, though,
Yeah, it runs in my family.
Yeah, it's pretty rare.
We
I
have
mean, it's mainly found amongst the Aryan populations. Of course, with the the Europeans moving around, they kind of dropped it in Asia some. So you see it pop up here or there, but it's really a white people thing, mainly, particularly Aryan people thing. But then it's in other populations too, different type of white populations. But yeah, you don't want to be RH negative. It's not a good thing at all. I mean, there are some benefits. I'll never have high blood pressure. That's nice.
Really?
Oh,
Um,
nice.
I have an extra bone in my spine, so
cool.
there's
Does that make
that.
you taller?
Is that called a tail?
Yeah, that's what that is.
Called
Uh,
Gary.
I know you're a monkey
but
king.
there are some negative things, right? It's much worse if you're a woman. If you're RH negative, for instance, and you make a baby with a man who's not RH negative, your body will literally start eating and killing the baby,
Oh no.
right?
Oh,
Yeah,
these poor women.
Yeah, in recent time, we've been able to develop medicines that can, keep it at bay, and the baby can be born. But it's a traumatic experience. You don't want to
Yeah.
be an RH negative, and a lot of RH negative ladies just simply abstain from pregnancy. And this
Yeah.
and seeing as the medicines are kind of new, it explains why RH negative is so rare, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Don't even know what it is. I've heard before that they don't often test things in the medical fields for women as much as they do. Like most medical research is kind of focusing on men, so sometimes they're like, "Hey, we developed something that should help, but we didn't really see how it'll affect ladies," and then sometimes it has problems. Like, don't know if that's true, but I've heard it said a few
Well,
times.
it's actually the opposite is true.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Most all medical research is geared toward women, not men.
Huh.
Yeah.
They're pregnant. They don't
Well,
see if
yeah.
they're pregnant.
Yeah, if you want to make sure the babies get by okay, I guess so.
Sure.
You want to tell us, Amy?
Oh, no.
No, there's not a lot. Men are quite disposable, Amy, in reality.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's the way it is. It's
No.
always been that way.
Hoping-
We know it, and we accept it. So
Women and children first.
know
That's
it.
why I like to say that all the time.
And we like it. And we love it.
Just a toy. I'm just a piece of meat.
Not at all.
Well,
But
that's
that
true.
might explain some of the funny internet videos. No, don't jump the motorcycle over the roof of the car.
That's true.
Well,
That
that's
is
true. That is true. Yeah. But no, RH negative is really interesting because we don't really know. And I've always this has always made me chuckle because if we talk about anything to do with any historical site, and you try to involve God or aliens or anything like that in the conversation, they balk and yell and scream at you, and you're an idiot, right? However, do you know what the standard scientific opinion of RH negative is? This is the mainstream, right?
It's alien.
It's alien.
It's angel blood.
What?
But I mean, what kind of hypocrisy is that, right? Think
From
about
the
it.
Nephilim.
No, it is. It is hot. Hypocritical.
Well, I was going to say, but you're not an alien. But I guess if you're living in Japan, you're.
Yeah.
I am an alien, a legal one. I'm a legal alien.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
I cannot hear that without John song though. I'm sorry. It's not fun being in any good any.
Was that Cheech Marin? That was a Cheech Marin song, wasn't it?
No, that was a Genesis song.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense at all. Why in the hell would Phil Collins sing about aliens?
Because he has RH negative blood.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. It is a weird. It is a strange bit of mystery, and it would be cool if we could solve it one day.
Yep.
Looking to the
People seem to forget how many humans or groups of humans have gone extinct.
Oh, there are many. Oh, yeah. A lot. A lot. So a good chunk of them were simply absorbed, though. Right?
Ew. Like the blob?
There's
whole
races of people that just
a big blob monster
just
came
something else
in.
now, or
Yeah, no.
I
Well,
mean,
like,
Sucked up the
the
city.
biggest, obviously, Neanderthal, right? But
well, Neanderthal was absorbed into the Cro-Magnon populations. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and some of the Asian ones too.
yeah, so like that RH negative or that RH blood of yours is from like those Caucasus Mountains, those the Berbers up in the northern Africa.
Well, there are
So
several
those are
places
survivors,
that
anyways.
but none of them are from there. This is part of the mystery, and I think the reason why
And the
we have a
Ruma,
mystery is because the lands they're from are under the water.
yep, the
Underwater.
Ruma is that
Atlanteans?
RH is the Atlanteans. Yep.
Yes.
Oh. So it was a land at some point, but it's not anymore.
No, it was, and
go ahead, Chester. I was just because I mentioned the Riot structure, but
oh well, a lot of people do, but I've always been perplexed by this. Why so many people are desperately searching for Atlantis all over the world, when we have two descriptions of Atlantis. We have one from Plato, of course, the most famous one, and there's also accounts from the Indians. But theirs are more trade based, but whatever. Um, but the account is very, very clear, right? You take your little ship, you sail past the Pillars of Hercules, which are still there. We call them, it's called Gibraltar now. And you come upon a series of islands still there. We call them the Canary Islands. And then you travel beyond them to the northwest. And you'll come upon the Atlantean Islands. They're still there. They're called the Azores. And then beyond that is the true ocean. And of course, there is a real ocean beyond that. And then you come to the lands beyond. This is something that no one never talks about Plato's account. He's literally mentions the Americas. And no one mentions, no one's like notices it, right? But yeah, Atlantis is exactly where it's always been. The last remnant of it is called the Azores, controlled by Portugal. And if you go there and you look on the Azores, and you look at all the descriptions of technologies and things that they had, you can still find them. They're still there. Atlantis has never been lost. It's always been exactly where you was told it was.
But underwater.
No,
Well, it said it was
most of it, and that's been searched as well. They've done underwater searching, they've been sediment testing, and they found that all of it was above water at one time. Yeah, it's the Atlantis thing is not a mystery. It's really not. But I guess that doesn't sell as many copies of something or another.
Not as many sci-fi books and zombie outbreak action things.
But the Azores is amazing. The amount of water control and canal systems and all that kind of stuff on the Azores is really impressive, and it's wicked ancient too. It still works, by the way.
Really? So they're still using that?
Oh yeah, the water movement around the Azores is impressive, and they think they only there's 80% of it they don't even understand. But no, the canal systems run underwater. They're all man-made. They're ancient, but they work perfectly to this very day.
How did they build canals underwater?
Underground.
Oh, underground. Okay.
Digging tunnels, I would assume.
Yes, they just dug us a hole.
But I mean, all the things that Plato described about Atlantis, you can find on the Azores. Everything. And keep in mind, the Atlantean description, even the Indian ones, have nothing to do with magic at all. What were the Atlanteans good at? And they probably were called the Otal Analani or something like that, right? The people of the land, right? But what type of things were accredited to them? They were great sailors. Okay. They were good metal workers. Okay. They had horses.
That part.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. They were good sailors, good metal workers, and they were good horsemen. That's it. There is no mention of magic. There's no mention of super technologies. There's no mention of anything. The only kind of weird little thing is the Cometians or Egyptians said that that the Atlanteans are the ones who formed their society. They created it. They are the creators.
But they were older still.
Right, but they're saying that the Atlanteans are the ones who established Egypt, right? That's their opinion.
Hmm.
But if you read the accounts, and the Indian ones are, like I said, are more business oriented, because they were trading with them. They were, the Lemurians, right? But there's no accounting of any magic or any kind of fanciful thing at all. Nothing. They're just really
What about the
successful
snake
traders.
people that Paul the Conqueror had to overthrow when he took over Atlantis?
Well, that got left out somehow.
Yeah.
But I mean, just being
They always leave out the cool stuff.
understand that I understand completely that the other stories are much more fun. I get it, and I like them too. But it's not that fanciful, and I don't really know who it was that turned it into fantasy. I'm kind of curious who to point the finger at, because these accounts are considered legitimate because they're coming from records, right? But there are many
Right.
accounts throughout history of people mentioning Atlantis. It's been mentioned forever, and it wasn't
Right.
really until the 19th century that people really started putting fanciful sci-fi magic on it.
Like steampunk.
Was the
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Thule Society? Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, Madame Blavatsky, and of
Weren't
course
they like
Nazis.
about? Weren't they about like Atlantis being all magical?
They probably were. Yeah. But then keep in mind the Nazis and the Thule Society and all those guys, they were literally scouring the planet for any magical artifact they can get. The movie Raiders of the Lost Ark, it's not
Mhm.
outrageous at all. It's exactly
Oh
what the
yeah.
Germans were doing. Right? Now,
Mhm.
the fact that the Ark of the Covenant was a magical thing that melts Nazis' faces, maybe no.
That was cool though.
Yeah, it was. But then again, if you read the accounts of the Ark of the Covenant from the Torah and other accounts, it sounds pretty magical thing. But nevertheless,
Sure.
the Germans were searching the planet for magical things. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
Yeah, and the ark itself in the Bible, it sent plagues and curses and stuff like that, and even killed a guy for even touching it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and he was, and that's just wrong, because he was doing a good thing. He was trying to help out.
And when you had engineers at it, my father tried to figure out if this thing was actually a battery of some kind, it, like had an electrical current flowing through it or something like that.
Well, if you read all the accounts, it sounds like it was radioactive. That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Well, we do have the electric.
It's in Ethiopia.
Yeah, that's right. It is in Ethiopia. That's right.
I thought it was in a warehouse.
Yeah, maybe.
Not
Yeah,
that-
probably in a warehouse. It could be. It could be either. Maybe there's
Yeah.
multiple arcs.
There could be a.
I know
there
George
could be
Lucas
warehouses
knows where it
in
is.
Ethiopia.
Well, now here offhand, I'm waiting for a whistle, by the way. But offhand, does anyone here not believe that there isn't some kind of warehouse in every country that holds things they don't want you to see? Does anyone believe that's not true? Anybody?
It's called the Skywalker Ranch.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Skywalker
Yeah.
Ranch.
Half of the
Yeah,
reason
there
we
you go.
invaded Iraq is to steal all their artifacts in the
Shit,
museum.
Yeah.
Was
What do you think the
There's
Vatican
a whole
is?
basement in the Vatican, exactly.
Yeah. Now the thing is, are they legitimate? It doesn't matter. And I've said this many times before. It doesn't matter what you believe. The elite believe a certain thing. They believe it. Your opinion is irrelevant, because they're the ones with the power and the money to make their beliefs come true, right?
if you accept that, people only have the authority that you give them. The end.
Okay. Eternal war, Rosa has said. Let us get to it.
That's right. Let's go. Let's go, bro.
Let's go.
Killed them all. All right. Anyway, let me go take a look at this art. And of course, we got a bunch of Judge Dreds. We know we can't get away with it, but there are some things that aren't.
I did Judge Edmondson before.
That's true. You did.
Yeah,
But,
this one.
This one right here, and I loved it. Loved it. She's awesome. But we got ourselves Dredd here today, and this is a thick boy here from Omron. And I love his gun.
Oops.
It's a very good gun.
Oops. There we go.
There you go. All colored out. And he's a beefy boy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imposing.
I always loved the heavy chained badge. I thought that was always a cool look. It's just hanging from a gigantic chain.
Yeah.
Because of course it is.
Giant zip too, like the zipper.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But,
90s wallet.
yeah. Well, character design is an important thing, and
It
Judge
is.
Dredd is very memorable, unlike Sony's Concorde.
Oh,
Yep, that is true.
Yeah,
It had potential, but yeah, they just messed it. They
It had
just
it's
potential in the
so
sense that
ugly,
it had
dude. So
money.
ugly. I mean, even if you just put the woke stuff aside, just the character design, it's awful, dude. It's so
Well,
bad.
they were boring,
Oh,
right?
Yeah,
Like the
very
ones I
ugly. Yeah.
saw were just kind of bland. I was like, they're not anywhere near as cool as like a Fortnite design or anything.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
you do your woke thing all you like. Just make it cool, man. Make it sellable.
Yep.
But oh well.
$400 million, and it looks like that.
Yep. Yep.
That's
It's pretty sad.
That's Hollywood for you.
It's pretty sad. But that's okay. They just chalk that up to well, and it's only $400 million. No big deal.
It'll be fine.
It'll be
That's
fine.
all.
Yeah, no big
That's
deal.
It's,
Yeah. But we're seeing that left and right, left and right. I'm actually interested in, will Ubisoft actually survive? Because
oh,
you realize
what did they do this time?
their stock was $100. You know what it is
Okay.
now?
What is
Yo.
it?
70?
$24 or something, right?
and 70 cents.
$2. Ooh.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
No,
heavens.
That's Ubisoft?
Dang,
Ubisoft.
bro, you suck.
Wow. That's bad
You
news.
What did
Bad
they
news.
do?
They did a lot of
Well,
things.
lot of
Oh my
stupid
goodness.
crap.
They've had
So,
failure
well,
after failure after failure. It's not
Oh,
just the new Assassin's Creed; it's many things.
Yeah,
But it's like, wow, dude,
thanks.
that's a big company, right? That is not a small indie. That's a big deal, and they've absolutely obliterated themselves. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
that's a
Well,
lot
they're
of
French,
people
right?
making a
So
lot of bad
makes sense.
decisions for a long time.
Yeah, but think how many employees are going to go down, right? I mean, that company
Yeah.
might well have 10,000 plus employees, right?
I
Those
mean,
people all
I
going to lose their
imagine
jobs.
probably. I don't wonder how long they've been kind of laying people off anyway.
Anyway,
They
Oh,
got 21,000 employees.
woof,
wow.
woof.
That's
Oh.
bad news. But
Yeah, that does suck, man. I mean, because it's like when a bad movie comes out, we like, that movie sucks, and it does. But
Mhm.
how many hundreds of people, or even thousands, depending on the movie, were involved
Mhm.
in that, and their work is just for naught? It sucks, dude. At least
Yeah.
everybody got paid
it
with the
breaks
movie,
my heart.
though.
It gets pretty
Yeah.
yes,
But
for
if you
people. And
yeah, if you like what Armoron's done, please vote from the straw poll. It's a good looking Judge Dredd, dude. Amy has done. I don't know. Is this Misty Knight? It looks like Misty Knight.
Oh, does it? I'll have to look up that
Yeah,
one.
she's a Marvel character though.
Oh, okay. It's a story called The Haunting of, I think it's The Haunting of Julie Johnson.
Oh, okay.
It's like a ghost story.
Yeah.
And it sounds kind of interesting. Like this girl rents an apartment someplace and she keeps having these dreams about looking for someone named Alex. And she's like, who is that? So she sees this ghost lady and she's trying to find this guy. And she's like, what's going on here? So she's trying to figure out who this person is, who the ghost person she's having these dreams about was, and just kind of what's going on. And the art in it is just really, really pretty. So I thought, well, that's neat.
It does
Just
look
did
good.
something kind of like it.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun.
No, it looks great, but it also would be a great Misty Knight.
I have to look that up now. Misty Knight. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. She's
Misty
actually a
Knight
pretty
sounds
cool
like-
character with what was it?
Cage.
Heroes for Hire, right?
Here's for hire.
Yeah,
Huh.
Marvel with
Luke Cage.
Luke
Cage
and Iron
and
Fist.
Iron Fist. Yeah. She's a cool character. Of course, they ruined her in the TV show, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, they haven't done a good job with anything in a long time.
She's a cool character. I've always liked Misty. But anyway, very nice. If you guys like what Amy's done something different today. This is kind of like, you know who this reminds me of? Moorcock.
Who?
Moorcock.
But
Elric.
it's a family show.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you meant your OnlyFans.
No,
Sorry.
no, sorry, I haven't set that up yet. I'm working on it. But no,
Michael
it's
Moorcock.
Michael Moorcock,
Want to
right?
see
The creator of Elric,
Oh,
right? His
Mhm.
art, of course, is super colorful, but it kind of has this look to it.
neat.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll have to
Oh
look it
yeah,
up.
like all the graphic novels had that look to them.
yeah, yeah. They're great. But to be honest, the remake by the French company Titan, remaking Moorcock's run, they did it
Oh, yeah?
in a much more modern,
It's really
dour,
good.
dark style, and it does look
Yeah.
amazing. It does look amazing.
Really?
I
Okay.
found it at a Goodwill.
What do you say?
I found it at a Goodwill. That's how I found out about it.
Really?
Did you?
I
Yeah.
didn't even know it existed. I
Nice.
was in a Goodwill and it was like a French volume of it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so amazing!"
It is
I'll
pretty.
take
Though
it.
they are pretty. But the original ones were super psychedelic, colorful, and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
like
then,
what Charles Vess. Is that who did them?
I don't remember the artist's name, but I
Or
do
Barry Windsor
know
Smith, like one of those guys.
that they put the books and they had to go through the Soviet. They had to go through the Soviet monitor and in Ukraine, and he saw them, and he was like, "This is a good idea. We shall not let them into Russia. Instead, I will take it and put my name on it and call it The
Yep.
Witcher."
It's a Witcher.
Which
really?
Kind of how Conan became Lord of the Rings. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But no, just keep in mind, The Witcher, as cool as it is a straight up ripoff. Straight up. Yeah. But
There's
whatever.
something else.
Poland doesn't have, Ukraine doesn't have much, so we'll give it to them. Okay. Or is it Poland? Is it Poland or Ukraine?
Poland.
Yeah, Poland. Sorry, Poland.
It's
But
Poland, right?
yeah, that's all right. It's
I'm allergic to Poland.
you're
Yeah.
allergic to Poland. That's good.
Poland season.
It's Poland seasoned. Yeah.
It's Poland. Like Poland.
Goodness gracious.
That
That
darn
gets
spring water.
that
All the Poland
that
gets on your car.
that gets labeled under dad joke. Yeah. It's a good one too.
Good
It's a good
whiskey.
one. Yeah.
That's a good whiskey Poland joke.
I did see the beginning of a joke on the YouTubes as I was flying through it, and I didn't see the ending. It says, "What do you call a lesbian with braces?" I don't know. Anybody?
Those mean braces.
Mhm.
Now, Eric, that was Eric. That was a
Literally this,
soft
Batman.
toss, Eric. A soft toss.
I'm faking it. I just can't. I can't get it.
I don't either.
Lawnmower Batman.
Yes, that's what I would say. Yeah. Anyway, if you like what Amy's done, vote for the straw poll. Moving over to Eric, who has done. This is pretty cool. I like it. He's a
Yeah,
drunk
thanks.
too, and that's the best part.
Yeah.
Chili.
Yeah. I guess that is the stereotype. All Russians are drunks. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
These
planes
guys
filled
Grey
with
Goose vodka.
Oh, it looks cool.
Yep. Who do you think are actually in reality the biggest drunks? The
He has a
Slavs,
smoker.
the Germans, the English, or the Japanese? I mean, honestly,
Irish.
Those filthy
the
potato
Irish.
farmers in Ireland, I hear.
Yeah, fair. The Irish
Yeah, it's
win.
the Irish.
Yeah, the Irish win.
Those
Fair
filthy
enough.
potato people.
Fair enough. Yeah, goodness gracious. To be fair, the Japanese don't actually get drunk a lot, but they do drink daily.
So they live in a constant state of drunkenness. Is that what you're saying?
Well, like I said, you don't see them drunk too often. I mean, drunk, but they do drink every day. It's quite normal for a salary-man to come home and have himself a beer and then some warm shochu. It's pretty normal.
Ooh.
You hear that, woman?
I'm sure the women are happy to have their men sauced
Why?
because
Hard to
they're
get stuff.
more malleable. These are Japanese. We're not talking about Native Americans who literally every Indian woman during the age begged that the white men not stop giving alcohol to their men. Right? No one talks about that, do they? Yeah.
Oh, I do. We talk about
That's
it.
funny though. That doesn't surprise me at all.
No.
That is we are the ones in my
Really bad.
family. We're the can't touch alcohol. We cannot touch it. It'll kill us.
Yeah,
It is one of those.
Well, you
It's
know,
bad.
Rosa, my wife is actually allergic to alcohol.
Oh my
Does she-
goodness.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So
really?
Well,
Well, good
There's
for
something known
her.
as the Asian flush.
Yeah.
Well, Asians aren't good with it. It's true. But I'm not a drinker anyway, so it's all good for us. But she can't drink at all.
Yeah, I can't. No one in my family can handle alcohol. In the past, they've almost killed or killed somebody. So
Oh yeah, well that's not it's the Irish in you. It's okay.
My family handles it all too well. That's the problem.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, I almost have unlimited
They have a
tolerance.
very tight grip on it that they don't let go.
Unlimited tolerances. The truth comes out, all because of a Russian. Damn Russians. Anyway, if you guys like what Eric has done, please vote for the straw poll. Very nice, very nice. Elrod, of course, has got George, and George is going French on us. I don't know why George is now French, but I'm sure there's an explanation.
It's Jorge.
It's DEI, my friend.
Oh, DEI.
It's the way of the future.
It is the way of the future. It is
Star Wars is for children and wheelchairs.
Yeah.
And women. The Force is female. Yes.
Yes. Force is female.
You mean George?
Yes.
Pardon me while I go swim in my giant vat of gold.
I've missed you, George. I've missed you so much, George.
Speaking of
So if you wanna see
wheelchair-bound
art or
heroes,
something?
D&D is now promoting that, so isn't that great?
I guess
It
I'm like
must
a little
look to have a
article.
wheelchair in a world with no roads.
Okay, so who we got here? Who's this one?
In a world with no ramps. We've got the Zrogue Trooper.
Rogue Trooper. Yep. Yep. I like.
We've got a Judge Dredd with an imposter's head in his hand.
That's true.
Because justice has finally been done.
That's right. Poor Sly.
And then we've got Slain.
Slain. Put some color on that one.
Yeah.
Very.
I feel like his mascara needed colored in.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit, yeah. Yeah, Slane's one of the big ones, I guess. I've heard several other people talking because I didn't really know much about Slane.
Like, at least in the States, that got wider circulation than Dread.
Yeah.
In comics, at least.
When Rabbit mentioned it last time, I went and looked at it now because I didn't know it. And yeah, it is. It's quite popular, actually.
Oh yeah, Simon Bisley. Yeah. They just released a big, giant compendium of all the Slain stories.
Oh, did they?
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's only like $30 or something like that on Amazon. It's like really cheap.
Oh wow, that is cool. You know what I'd love to have, and maybe it exists. I don't know. I'd love to have an omnibus of heavy metal magazines.
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh, yeah.
That would be cool because I know I bought a lot, but I don't know where they are now. Well, I probably do know where they
I wonder if it was like a rights issue or something because so many of those artists went on to be like huge millionaires. So I wonder if that's a problem.
That's probably the problem. Yeah, that's probably the problem. Anyway,
I found like the first like 10 of them or something like that at the local bookstore.
Oh, really?
And I read those until they fell apart. Like they had them in a bin for like $2 each. And I'm like, oh my God, they don't know what they have.
No,
and they're so good. Like the early run is just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people missed out because they saw it as too adult and risque, and they are. But the art is just phenomenal. But there's
that's what got me. I was like, wow, it's so different.
It is.
Even the
but
bad
it's
art
also
was good in.
Really good storytelling, though. It's really good.
Yeah. In the 90s.
Yeah.
There was like a really cool Western by Joe Dorowski in it.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that was it Jimenez that did all of his art for Meta Barons.
Oh, yes.
So it's like their first their first collab together. It's so good.
Well, wasn't Elephant Man and Hip Flask, wasn't that coming from a heavy metal artist? I remember hearing that.
I don't know.
But of course, if you read them, you'll see there's obviously influence at a minimum. But I remember hearing that it was actually heavy metal artists that went on and created Elephant Men. If you haven't read Elephant Men or the Hip Flask as well, you should because they're amazing. Yeah, great stuff.
And it wouldn't surprise me. Guys like Mobius came out of there. He's probably their biggest.
Yeah. Excellent.
Or that's when he blew up, was around the time of Heavy Metal.
Well, Mobius definitely did. Yeah. Let's see.
One of the founders, wasn't he? Or am I wrong on that?
I don't know.
What's that?
Was he one of the founders, or was that like not it? Or
He was early in it. Yeah, I think he was one of the founders.
We should
may
do a
have
heavy
been.
metal night. Why haven't we done a heavy metal night?
Yeah, it's got a lot of good characters.
Do it, bro.
All right. We'll add it to the list for next year.
No, you should. Heavy metal will be a great night. All right, let's move on here. We got Jason. He's done a very characterized Judge Dredd. I love it. I love it. That's super cool, dude. Yeah. The chin.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah. You know, it
actually,
go ahead.
Sorry, I actually used a comic book, a little Judge Dredd comic book cover of like literally that side view and
the profile.
same side view. Yeah, and I just made it more realistic.
Right. No, I love it. It's cool.
Yeah. I was going to say that looks like the Brian Boland cover.
Yeah.
But you know, not with you doing this, it makes me wonder because they, of course, the Carl Urban movie is great. It's fantastic, right?
Yes,
but the Sylvester Stallone movie is a bit of a meme, right? For fair reason. But you know, instead of hiring him, they should have hired at that time the Chin himself. Bruce would have been awesome.
Yes.
Oh, you know who the original choice was, right?
No.
Like in the 80s? Bull from Night Court.
And he would have kept the helmet on.
Mueller.
He would have kept the helmet
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, because why would you want to see his face?
That's right. Yeah.
You're not supposed to see Judge Dredd today.
Yeah. But no, Bruce
And
Campbell
he
would have been
exactly
awesome.
like
Bruce Campbell would have been great, yeah.
Oh yeah, he'd be actually be pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is the Chin, right? But anyway, great. If you like what Jason's done, vote from the straw poll. We got some good stuff here today. Rabbit has done Judge Dredd as well. How you doing, Rabbit? You been quiet? You get some rest?
Very quiet.
Being slow.
Is he with us?
That's okay. Slow's fine.
We love you.
Would you prefer to look at
It looks awesome, by the way.
No, I think it looks great. Yeah,
Hell
it's
yeah.
awesome.
If you're talking, I can't hear you.
I like the gun.
Wait, I think everyone else.
I like the way he did his head.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
The head?
He went silver.
Yeah, that's
with
the toughest thing with Fred is that weird helmet.
Yeah, the helmet's pretty cool.
That's what it looks like, though, right?
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because the helmet always looks a little bit different, so it's so hard to get a.
There's a million artists that have drawn it.
I always thought it was kind of based on a very plain Japanese samurai helmet or a bushi helmet.
I don't know. Sometimes it's very round, like a motorcycle helmet.
Yeah,
sometimes it's got the samurai kind of bell to it.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on who's
like
drawing
riot helmet, what the cops wear in riot gear or whatever.
Mhm.
Right. No, sometimes you're right. It does change depending on the artist. I did see that Ghost of Tsushima, which was a very popular game. They come out with their second one, but of course it's got a female samurai. And I guess people are like, what's up with that? But then the girl who's playing it came out.
Looking into it.
Yeah, I know. But that's not the problem. And a lot of people are saying, hold on, we don't know. Hold on, chill out. But the girl that is voice acting and the motion capture of the character came out just guns blazing, screaming, die, man, die, type of nonsense. So it's like, you didn't have to do that. You've made things worse, right? Because a lot of people in, the manosphere were saying, dude, the trailer looks good. Chill out.
Yeah, exactly. You just want a second here to look different from the first
But she
one,
just came and poured gasoline all over that fire, though. She did.
I really
Maybe
have
they'll
to
tell her to shut up.
Yeah, that's what they should have done. Is told her to shut the hell up. Now I can say offhand, historically, there's never been a female samurai ever, right? Nor is there any female warrior in history ever.
Samurais never did
the
dishes.
studio that make them love the old school Japanese revenge movies and stuff like that. And that's what it's going to be based on.
Oh yeah, I don't care. No one
There's plenty of movies like that.
No one should
I think
care.
that's the thing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, technically, right?
Didn't they have guards who were ladies for some of the houses and they fought with spears?
No,
Yeah.
no,
Okay. What
Really?
about Laodicea from the Celtic?
no.
So,
Now
like, who cooked in Japan, Chester?
the women,
Who
yeah,
cooked?
the women.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, this is
Who
the
sewed the
reality
armor
of it.
together when it was broken?
Because
Yeah.
the men were being dragged off to war all the time, the women were trained in the naginata, right, or the nagimata, depending on depending. So all women in town were trained to do this kind of knife spear that you're talking about,
Yeah.
That,
to
yeah.
defend the town at the at the final choice, right?
Mhm.
So women in Japan were trained to defend the town this way. But there literally is no story in Japan of a female warrior, not a single one, not
Well,
some
yeah.
princess that did this or that. There's not one. Is there a female in Japan that has fought to save her family or something like that? I bet you. I bet you.
Mhm.
But there's not a single story in Japanese history, not one.
I
So
mean, it's probably closer than
Talking
the
about
Yeah.
Japanese
other
history. No, I
samurai
don't
game that's
know
coming
of
out,
it.
right?
no,
'Cause,
and of course Japanese movies have got plenty of lady
yeah,
fighters in it. Who gives a shit? I mean, that's
it's
the
going to be
point.
more fun than the Ubisoft one either way.
No, and it looked good. I watched the trailer. It looked great.
I think it's going to be really good. Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks really good.
and the first one was
The first,
excellent.
yeah, it was very good.
But that girl, man, someone at that
They
Sucker
just
Punch,
chose
right?
the wrong person. Yeah,
They
that
did. They just
really.
needed to tell her to shut the hell up. I mean, come
Mhm.
on, what are you doing?
Yeah, let it roll and find out. I mean, somebody might play it.
Yeah, no, she caused that problem. She did, because there were a couple people making comments, and all those kind of manosphere guys said, "Dude, the trailer looks great, guys." And
Right.
then she started pouring gasoline on the fire. There was no need for it, and she's probably going to hurt the game now. And it's
The trouble
unfortunate
is,
Mm.
it's
because
all
that was
that.
a
That's
great
really
game.
sad.
It's just because of what's happened with the way people think. They see a
It
woman,
is.
they think it's woke because
Well,
that's
it's
not
war.
that's what they think. It's stupid.
It's a culture war, dude. It's on. It's
Mhm.
on, dude. It is what it is. You're right, but people are beyond their senses now because they're under assault, and they're on. Everyone's on defense. It is what it is, and there was no need for that. If she just shut her mouth, there wouldn't have been an issue. Yeah, unbelievable.
Right.
And
Or,
it's just
say something like, it was so great to work on a game. I
that would have
worked
been
with so
nice.
many
Yeah.
great artists and they have a real vision for this, and it was
hmm
fun doing the action scenes and getting to do emotional voice work too. It was a
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
different project, and I hope everybody really enjoys it.
That you should have talked to her.
Yeah, go give us some advice.
Well, I mean, they all should be doing this, and of course, we see some
Exactly.
people doing it, like Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman said exactly that. They went on a thank you tour, as you
Yeah, they
should.
Right.
did some awesome stuff.
And that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
it
That's
is
actually
awesome.
really awesome.
I just wish
It
they'd
changed
Well,
my
this is
shut
why you
these
need
people.
bosses that say in contracts that say, well, if you don't like it, we'll just take back your check.
Yeah, no,
Sounds
they need to
good.
shut these people up, is what they need to do.
Yeah,
Because
that's how you do it. Like, well, then return the money.
Yeah.
Because I bet you cashed all those checks you got for
well,
pay.
because they're hurting the product. They're hurting it.
Right.
We've seen a
Yeah,
lot of these
yeah,
nonsense. Dungeons and Dragons is an example I always go back to. That movie was fun. It was a good, solid movie.
Yeah.
But
I
yet
Yeah, it
agree.
really was
they come
fun.
out before of it all woke. Oh yeah, we beat on the man. The man gets put down. Yeah, yeah. All this nonsense woke progressive feminism, and of course it's not in the movie at all.
No, no.
And I
It's,
think Hasbro also, about a month or so before then, went after a lot of the YouTubers that were playing a lot of Dungeons and Dragons and doing reviews and stuff and giving them a hard time, and
Yep.
that
Yeah.
kind of fractured their base at a very
It's
critical
so stupid.
moment.
Just shut up and say, "Hey, we
Oh,
made a great
Hasbro
movie.
was
Come
like
enjoy it."
sending like
Right?
Pinkerton agents to people's houses, right?
They
For
did.
like
They did. Yeah.
cards and stuff. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's just I don't understand the thing. But then again, I've said here on this channel for a very long time, and of course now we're starting to get evidence and proof is coming out right now, right? These
Mhm.
people, their whole goal is to destroy what men like. That's what they want. Now, the big bosses and stuff like that, their opinions, I'm sure, are different. They are getting this DEI pressuring and stuff, sure. But these people that are getting opportunities, their intention is not to be successful, but to destroy. And they've been very successful at it.
At
And
destroying.
right, they have. And I know some people, and some people have said that, said, it's nonsense, it's conspiracy theory. Well, it's not. And now we're starting to see it's coming true. Like, for instance, the Sweet Baby Ink people have come out and said, yeah, well, that's our intention was to destroy, and we've done so. They've admitted it,
Oh,
right?
who's Sweet Baby Ink?
They're one of the real evil things behind all of this DEI
Yeah.
nonsense.
Oh, well,
Yeah, they're
good.
the
I'm
reason
glad
behind the
they're finally
wokeness behind
getting
video games and stuff like that. So yeah, they're
At
Comic
least we still
books.
get some good stuff that comes out though.
There is, but it gets
Sometimes.
buried under this nonsense noise.
Did you watch The Penguin? Because that was really good.
Oh, I can't wait to. I'm gonna probably watch it tonight with my wife.
Yeah, that was really, really good.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of things that are actually pretty good that got buried because somebody couldn't shut their damn mouth.
Well, like when Black Myth Wukong came out and everyone was, all the DEI companies were trying to make it fall apart.
Which
Give it loads of,
I don't
did
know
you see all
why.
that stuff?
What's
No,
wrong
'cause
with
the
it?
game's fantastic as well.
Yeah, but can you tell me why?
No,
Why?
because it wasn't pushing a narrative. That was all. That's the only reason. It was just a monkey going around beating people.
Yeah, well, it's just how Wukong became Son Wukong. That's all.
Yeah, and everyone should already know the story.
Right. But that's the thing. They just go after stuff and they just destroy just by talking. Just shut
The
up.
thing is, though, by doing it, it makes these games bigger, which is better anyway.
Well,
It makes
sometimes
it's like when Hogwarts Legacy came out, right? And everyone was going about J.K. Rowling or blah blah blah. That game blew through the roof because of all those idiots.
Yeah, but it also blew through the roof because it was a really good game.
It was a really good game, but because of all the controversy, even I was like, you know what, I'll support this game. I'll buy. I never even watched Harry Potter at the time, you know.
Wait,
I have now,
dude,
since,
that's one of the greatest things the British Empire's ever done. What are you doing?
Yeah, but because when it came out, they compared it to Lord of the Rings. I went, utter bollocks. You know, like, I don't know. Fuck this.
Oh no, it's not Lord of the Rings at all. It's completely
no, but
different.
it's just the way that it was portrayed in this country when it first came out.
Really?
Like, it's the biggest thing since Lord of the Rings. I was like, yeah, I don't care. It put me off.
Oh,
so
I
I didn't watch it
see.
until like last year.
I
watched more last year.
No, that's good family fun, is what that is.
Yeah, I enjoyed it when I finally watched it, but I think I enjoyed it probably because I was older when I watched it as well, so I appreciate it.
Maybe. Yeah, my kids were the perfect age, so I read the books to them. We watched the movies. They were just the perfect age for it, right? So
good memories.
Yeah, they are. Because I will always reading books to the kids, right? Trying to promote reading in them, and of course they are prolific readers today. But I always promoted it and always reading to the kids, and I read Lord of the Rings to them, The Hobbit. I read all the Harry Potter stuff and some other things to try to introduce different things. I did not, however, Eric, read Catcher in the Rye to them. Although we were forced to.
Kids, but Catcher in the Rye, the kids.
That is such an overrated book. Yeah, I said it.
There you go.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, my generation, our generation, we were forced to read it in school.
Yep.
Yeah, the greatest American novel ever written. Okay.
It's about the original school shooter.
You know the book, The Hate You Give, by the way?
No, I don't.
That really. Oh, you don't? Well, good. Don't. It's like basically it's a Black Lives Matter book, pretty much.
Oh no, I'm sure. There's a lot of that. I've also probably won't read All Boys Don't Wear Blue. I'm probably not there for that. Yeah, so I got to make it on my shelf, I think.
Yeah.
Nah, you gotta pull
I
a
did
shelf.
read Mice of Men.
I had to read that.
That's a really.
I had to read that.
That's a good book, though. I really like that book.
At school.
Yeah. Actually, probably my favorite book I read in school was Once a Future King.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good book. Yeah.
T.H. White is absolutely awesome. Did you read the whole thing, like from start
Sure.
to finish?
Had to do a book report on it.
Thank you.
I read Beowulf.
Oh, that's a good book.
Yeah.
I've read Beowulf in the original Old English.
Wow.
Take that.
Do you think that'll be a hard read, or do you think it translates pretty well?
It translates fairly well. But you gotta understand, this is the problem with language. Sure, you can learn a language. Like I said, for me, mainly it's academic. I can read stuff, but I wouldn't be very good in a conversation, right? But the problem with language is, even though you might understand it, you don't understand the context of things. This
that is true.
this is the bear. That's the bear, right?
Yep.
So I had, I have actually in the university, I had to read Beowulf in its original form. I had to read all of William Shakespeare's shit in its original form. It was required, right?
Mhm.
But you don't
Sounds like
necessarily
torture.
understand the context. Beowulf is too old for me to get the context completely, but Shakespeare's not. And of course, after reading Shakespeare in the original Old English or Middle English, you understand that, oh, it's not what I thought it was at all. Because you get all these thespians up there doing their amazing thespian William Shakespeare shit, right? But when you read it in its original form, and you're taught the context, you realize, oh, this is just like this is more like Animal House or Revenge of the Nerds or Porky's. That's what they
What do you call
actually are. They're extremely bawdy.
Well, they
what do you call
also
a thespian with braces?
they're meant
I
to be
don't know
watched.
why.
They're
I'm just kidding.
That's a good one. That's a good one. But no, seriously, the Shakespeare plays are much more akin to Porky's than the stuff you've seen some amazing thespian pull off. That's not at all what they are. They're vulgar. They're all about dirty jokes. Wink, wink. They're not at all classy or eloquent at all. They're not.
I heard they were popular at the time, like
They
kind of
were.
like the things everybody went to go see, not necessarily just for, the funds of people to go watch.
I don't have time to get into that conspiracy, but they were written
No?
specifically to educate. The whole purpose of those plays was to unify
Sell
English.
tickets?
No, they were to
Okay.
unify English, and they did so very successfully because there were
Good.
several nobles who got together, and I'm not going to get into it, but they were angry or frustrated because they would walk around London and get their bread here, get their meat here, get their whatever, they go shopping, and everyone was speaking different type of English or French or some foreign language or something, and it just was frustrating the hell. So they were like, we need to unify this language, and the Shakespeare plays did that. And of course, in order to unify language, the thing is that smart people don't create language. It's the common people who do, right? So it was written for the common man, the man who's paid 1 pence, stand on the floor and watch the show. So it was written to them. That's why it's so bawdy and it's so sexual innuendo and all that kind of stuff, is to appease the common farmer, common worker, common man. And like I said, they were incredibly successful with it. So
They did seem to have pretty interesting stories, though.
they are great.
Like the plots and intrigue.
They're really good. They were written by the best writers of the time. And matter of fact, these days you can go and pin each writer to each play. Because keep in mind, no one in the world has the name Shakespeare until after the fact. And if you look at the way it's written, it's shake-spear. And of course, that's in reference to Athena and Apollo, who would shake their spears in the darkness to shake ignorance away, to drive it away. Right? That's why it's called Shakespeare.
It's funny because Romeo and Juliet's not necessarily it's not a romance that you think. He actually insults like stupid teen
Right.
romance.
Yeah.
It's
And of course,
funny.
all the watchers are workers, right? And they all have kids, and they get it, and it's an inside joke, right? Like have a laugh. But they are, if you read them in their original form, and instead of watching some famous thespian do it, you'll understand that it's teen comedy. It's vulgar teen comedy, and it's actually kind of better, really. Yeah.
Did we do all of the artists?
No, I'm sorry. It's my fault. Alan, this is awesome. Go ahead. Give us your color change. Go ahead. I saw it.
Oh, I was just messing around, but I can't do music anymore, but I still can do some bang bangs.
Bang bang. Bang bang.
Oh, cool.
I saw a blue version of this, though.
Yeah, I was just messing around, but I wasn't, I'm trying to cheat or nothing. Yeah, because I can change the color of the certain things. Let's say here. I'll say here.
See here.
Let's say here. Yeah, I'm making more blue.
Try that blue.
That blue.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I think the
it's
blue
not
looks
blue.
better. The blue looks better. I saw it. It was that's better.
It's
That's the way you go right there. That's the correct color. There you go. You got it. You got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stands out more.
Yeah. I have to say though, Hammer, and you probably should have put black lines around the lettering. It would have popped more. But I have to say, Hammerstein. That's a cool name, dude.
Shadow.
Yeah.
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 Roger and Hammerstein.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't need Roger. Just kick him out.
Hammerstein.
It was awesome.
Mhm.
There you go. Black lines.
Mhm.
Ta-da!
Another since
Black
we're
lines.
giving music references, let's give another one. Did you know that that Aerosmith was not only on Wayne's World show but was also in the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually did
I've
know
done-
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both
Aerosmith.
movies
Is
are
that like
funny.
He was in the
Shakespeare?
movie. He was literally right there.
No. It's a famous Boston pop rock band.
I think Aerosmith is who actually wrote the plays.
Probably.
Hmm.
That's probably
Yeah.
true. Yeah, that's probably true. But
No, that was Kevin Bacon.
well, Lord Bacon was certainly involved with it. He kind of orchestrated a lot of it. Yeah.
Is this Bacon?
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
I mean, that guy was involved in a lot of stuff. He's kind of an important dude, you know. Modern science is based upon his philosophies, right?
It should be. He lived for like 400 years.
It seems so. Yeah.
He's done all those
Kevin
paintings
Bacon.
in the 70s and 80s or whatever,
Yeah.
denying his gayness and all that.
Of course, his master and boss was John Dee, and of course, John Dee is one of our modern imagery of Merlin, and of course Gandalf and stuff like that. But he also was the original 007.
Really?
Yep.
Gandalf was
Literally.
007?
Well, no.
Yes, Gandalf was 007.
He was. That's true. No, John Dee served
You're a woman.
the government, British government, as a spy, and his moniker was 007.
Oh.
Seriously.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I don't know what is it, MI6? I guess that would fall under that category, I suppose. But I don't know what number they're up to now. Must be a lot. Do you know, Rabbit, which MI6 numbers are up to?
No.
No.
No, because they all live in like America.
There must be hundreds of them now. We're got to be. I am 781. Okay.
That'd be cool.
Quite a coincidence.
Because they all
but
die
the-
or turn evil, so they're still in the low teens.
Yeah.
Quite a coincidence. The seventh artist is the next one you need to show.
Huh?
Oh.
What? I showed everybody. I didn't miss anyone.
Rosa.
Oh, Rosa.
I'm
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Let me get over and do that.
It's all right to forget me. Go ahead.
No, that's
Go ahead.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see.
Oh,
Let me
Melissa?
get past all
Carl,
this
I'll put it-
nonsense from Pablo and Elrod picking on my cousin. You bastards. Let me go.
She's not an RH negative, but she's an RH no.
I don't
Hey,
know.
I
what her blood
I
type is.
posted one of those videos.
Yeah, you bastards. But let's see here. Let's go to Rosa. Okay, Elrod stuff. Oh, there's Rosa.
Oh, look at her over there, just being over there. That's the best I could do. I just didn't do my pencil. I thought it was dead. I was like, I can't get it to work, and so my looked over, and it's actually that little tip on the eye pencil. You like get unscrewed, and you don't see it.
Oh, you don't.
I
You
felt
don't,
so
you don't need to talk about little tips. Poor Amron.
Oh, look how cool that is. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. That's what my world looks like right now. Fuzzy in the background and high contrast.
Levels,
Which
colors.
character is this?
This is Nemesis.
Nemesis. I thought it was Gnarly.
Yeah, Nemesis. It's all the same. Fine.
I love the clouds. What a great texture and the layers on
Okay.
it.
That's called a Procreate.
How do you say
Amy,
potato?
Amy, did
Potato.
Melissa post anything?
Yes,
I
Melissa,
think she's been for Code Mines today, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Cool.
Tell her we love her and we miss her.
All right. Well, definitely get in there, vote for Rosa and everybody else, and let me go take a look at the draw along. I know I see something from Doug, but I only see one other one here from Jason Gonzalez, of course. So let's go ahead
Yeah,
and bring this up.
Jason.
And it's pretty good, Judge Dredd. Everyone just defaults to Judge Dredd. Oh well.
Not me.
Yeah,
Know
I
who it was?
didn't.
Not
I
everybody,
didn't
but
draw Dredd
Ninja.
last
The
time.
Haunting of Jilly Johnson.
But I get it. Judge Dredd's a cool
Well,
character. He definitely is.
he's a Judge Fish. To
There
draw
we go.
Judge Fish.
That's pretty cool.
Oh,
Look at
look
that.
cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Nice.
Listen,
I like
I
it.
love how oversized the badges are. Well, everything, really.
Yeah,
They're just
his
big and
gun
fun.
is on stun. That's not accurate. Judge Dredd doesn't stun. All right.
I mean,
It's
maybe.
fashion.
Let's see here. Let me go over the Twitters and see if there's any. Something went wrong. Oh no! Try to reload. Okay. I clicked the button. All right. Aw, bunnies. Aw,
Oh, I
bunnies.
remember this movie. I love this movie.
What movie is this?
I forget what it's.
Summer School, I guess.
Summer
Yeah.
School. Yeah, Summer School.
From
Oh,
the
Mark
80s. I
Harmon.
don't even know this song, dude.
Oh, this is a good movie.
Have you seen NCIS, the show? Gibbs, the
Yeah, a
main
long time
character,
ago.
is in this movie. He's very young in this movie.
Oh, is he? Is
He's
he?
like, he's
It's
a
right
teacher.
after St. Elsewhere. Yeah.
And his beer commercials.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Shane, Saul, and Dave.
Wow. That is funny. I don't recognize
They're
any
like
of these
really into
people,
horror
though. I
movies.
don't recognize the girl.
Courtney Love Smith? Isn't it Courtney Smith?
She's a pretty girl.
Yeah, the brown-haired guy ended up. He was in an Always Sunny episode where he was
Really?
perpetually living in the 80s.
That's interesting. And it said this is a Carl Reiner movie. That's interesting. Well, I mean, you don't get much better than vampiric murderous rabbits. I mean, honestly, you can't, that's about as cute. Oh, that's cute. John Carpenter's
Get
The
remade.
Thing.
Oh, that's a classic.
There is a movie called Night of the Lupus.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What are you doing, Joe? All right. Ooh.
What's this?
It's the
Show
new Assassin's Creed, I guess.
Oh, no, never mind. Give it away from me.
I don't know who these ladies are, but your shoes are gigantic. Okay.
I think they're from the new Agatha series.
Oh, of course. And they're perfect.
That actually hasn't been that bad. I've been watching it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they
Pretty
ruined it with talking again. They had to come out and talk and give their opinion. This is pretty cool. I don't know who he is. JT Realmuto, signing people's baseballs and hats. That's nice.
Aw.
That's nice. Yeah. Let's see here. Bless their hearts. Free donuts. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Really? Alrighty, fine. What are you doing, Charlie? Jesus. That's Charlie Kirk, by the way, I think, isn't it?
Is it?
I think he's doing one of his, provoking the
Does it look like a
trannies again.
mutated Cabbage Patch Kid, and it's him?
They don't accept us.
Well, no, he's funny actually. He's gives him a hard time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, look at the cute little
Machete.
things.
Machete. Very nice guy, but you also know he will punch you in the head. Yeah. Get him, Machete.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
will.
he's a cool guy.
Yeah, seems like a nice guy. I think the killer rabbits are about as good as you got to do. This is an interesting thing.
Pretty cute.
Now, this is very true. If you take, I get the joke, but if you look at any president before they go in and when they come out, they do age a lot. Trump didn't, though.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that
Mm-mm.
interesting?
He's a bit younger.
It seems so. But let's see. I think that's the cutest I'm going to get, to be honest with you.
There you go.
Dog workouts.
Dog
There you
fitness,
go.
baby.
Dog fitness, baby. Yeah, there we go. All right.
He's such a good job carrying that around.
He is doing a good job. Is that his bone, maybe? That's heavy, though. That's like what? It's like 5 pounds, right?
Them neck muscles.
Shit.
Pretty good. It's a sturdy little dog.
Good boy. Good boy.
Okay.
He's going, don't you touch
Uh,
it. All right. Good boy. Anyway, let's go on here. You know, the funny thing is, in my class, I have all different kind of flashcard and stuff for little kids, right? And I was doing yesterday. I was doing like a little baby class, like 5, 6 years old kids, and yeah, they're cute as hell. But I was doing comparisons, so I put all these cards out and I mixed them up, and of course they had like star and moon and bee and flower, and how do they associate, right? It's a basic association, and then of course the English words. But they one of the kids chose the dog early, and they couldn't figure out that the bone was the association, but the other kids helped them out. But the funniest one was the rabbit, because there was a rabbit, and of course there's a carrot. But
Carrot.
over here, they don't associate carrots with rabbits; they associate cabbage, right? And of
Really?
course,
Oh,
before Looney Tunes, the rest of the world did so as well. Rabbits and cabbage go together, not carrots. But they wanted to have their mafioso guy, Bugs Bunny, right? And they wanted to have a cigar, but they said, "Nah, you're not doing that." And so they made it a carrot.
Sure.
So isn't that interesting? Our association, the carrot with the rabbit, is very, very modern, right?
And it makes sense because, like a cigar to a human, carrots are not that healthy for rabbits at all.
No, that's true. That is true. That is true. But let's see here. Let's see what Doug did for us today. Oh, this is not right, Doug. What's her name? Dia Debbie. Okay. All right. All right. But let's see here. He got Major Easy. All right.
That's amazing, Doug.
That is awesome. I love the gun. I love the gun. That is so cool.
The little trail of the smoke.
Yeah, let's see what we got for music here today. Make sure everything's set up properly. All right. Very nice, Doug.
So cool.
It's always so wonderful to watch his stuff. It's just like it's
cool.
like watching a tiny teeny bitty movie.
Yeah, it is cool. Very neat. And he told me he can count the amount of times he went into a church on his hand. So there you go. Yep. Earlier when we were talking about that. And you never did answer, Rabbit. Do British kids, go to church when they're young?
Not that I remember, but
No,
some probably do, surely.
Well, probably some do, but
I never cared about it. Still never cared about it.
Yeah,
no one I know goes to church or ever has. So.
But in America,
I don't know one religious person, in fact, to be honest.
Well, there you go. But in America, people, even if they're not Christian themselves, they tend to take kids to churches, and I don't. I think it's a good thing, actually. But
churches.
Yeah. But I mean, it's Americans Protestant. You guys are the Church of England, which is different. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, Doug. Thank you, everybody. Let me go here.
But either way, I'll see you later because I need to go.
Okay. Thanks, dude.
All right.
Rest. All right. Here we go. Let me go ahead and bring this up.
Oh, yeah.
And I should vote. So. All righty. All right. So let me see here. There we go. All right. Who won the Drawn and Quartered Ultimate Edition 2000 AD competition? I got a lot of choices here, more than I thought I had. All right. I don't see Melissa, but I'll read it anyway. All right, here we go. Amy, rainbows, unicorns, and hurricanes.
Yay!
Yay! Yay!
So far, we're okay.
Well, after hurricanes, you can find rainbows and vanilla skies.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like a book.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing with Vanilla Skies is that movie came out, Tom Cruise movie came out a very long time ago. And it was only until recently that the whole Tartaria and mud floods and, lost old world, and of course it's talking about old photography is what it's talking about, have become very popular now, right?
Mhm.
But that movie, of course, is referencing Vanilla Skies, meaning you're being lied to, you're being tricked, right?
Oh,
Which is the whole
really?
principle of the movie. But it's interesting how
Hmm.
old that movie is, because that conspiracy theory and that thinking is amongst the general population is very new, right?
Huh.
But it's an old
I
idea, of course. Um,
just thought it was a pleasantry. I didn't think it was supposed to
no,
be
no,
a.
no. Yeah, if you go back
Hmm.
in the 19th century, I mean, keep in mind the camera's been around more than 200 years, right?
Oh yeah.
And by the
Mhm.
1840s, it was becoming quite common. By the 50s, it was, and of course, especially 60s, there were lots of cameras running around, right? But
Sure.
when you go back and look at those old photos, they're especially the really old ones, the skies are all white. They're vanilla, right? And it's quite clear that they were exposed that way because these days, now that these photographs are well over 100 years old, you go take a look at them, and whatever process they use to hide stuff is fading. So you can see
Really?
the background stuff that they were trying to hide a little bit. And of course, they're trying to
Oh
hide a
wow.
lot of very large buildings that no longer exist.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what Vanilla Sky is. That's where it comes from.
Huh.
Anyway,
I didn't know that.
number 2, Vicky Stubbings' ill-fated prom date Omron. Wow, that's very specific, Jeff.
That was
Stubing.
Stubing. Stubing.
That's the Love Boat
Captain
captain's
Stubing.
daughter, right?
Yep.
Gavin McLeod.
Yeah, I had a crush on her back in the day.
She was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's true. Or I could go with Eric, Captain Merrill Stubing's
How did he
swinging
know?
twin.
Oh,
Okay. He's got a little bit more hair than Captain Stubing, though.
No, mine is completely bald, and Stooping had a horseshoe.
Oh, really?
The
So
silver
you're just,
horseshoe. They
I thought you were just a shaver, a manscaper.
Oh, I am a shaver. I do shave my head, yeah.
Oh, I see.
But I
Well,
shave
I'm
it
still,
all the way
you
down.
know, the Love Boat episodes that are really hard to take, where you're like, this just crossed the line, is too silly, is when Captain Stubing's a ladies' man.
Yeah.
Like,
it
not
is.
for a minute, I'm like, oh, that guy's
No,
not straight.
it's unacceptable. Yeah, it's
They're
unacceptable.
like, oh, ladies, hello. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay.
No,
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
Although, just keep in mind that Skinner, the X-Files boss, FBI boss, he was Wes Craven's Shocker. Just remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Eric, I've made it past the point of no return. I shall keep my hair.
David.
I got lucky. No, I will, because I'm past the point that you would lose it, right? I had some thinning, but it's still there, so I'm not going to lose my hair. I got
Oh,
lucky.
good.
Yeah. Well, because a lot of men in my family are bald. There are a lot of horseshoe balders in my family,
But that comes from your mother's side.
it does. And my dad's side, my dad, of course, is older than me. And he's still got a
I'd hope so.
well, he's got a ridiculous rag of hair.
Oh, geez.
It's not acceptable. Yeah. So I guess I'm getting that from him, at least to a point. And my brother too. My brother's got way more hair than I do. But yeah, I'm not gonna get the horseshoe. So, yay.
Yay.
Although I've threatened to shave it many times, and my wife's like, "No."
I mean, if you do, you can go with the skullet. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was just gonna
Hulk
shave it all
Hogan's
off.
made a fortune off of the skullet.
My wife
And Ben Franklin.
But that's right. Do you know the reason why my wife doesn't want me to shave it though?
She likes your hair. She thinks it's pretty.
Probably that, but it's also because she says, "You look way too scary." Okay, fine. Next, number 4, Alan Gopher Alonso. What did you just watch? Did you just freaking binge Love Boat or something, Jeff? What's going on?
No, we were singing the Love Boat theme.
That's true.
Oh, okay. I thought he was calling me Richard Gere or something. Okay, well, that's different.
Well,
that'd be gerbil.
You know the weird thing about
That
Love
was
Boat?
gerbil.
I have no
Not
idea.
goat.
I have no idea why this is, But I've actually seen many episodes of Love Boat, even though I'm pretty sure I didn't like it. Why is that? Why do I
You
do
watched
I
it with guest stars.
No, I think it just
Mhm.
came on at a certain time that there was nothing else to watch.
It was
You
there
watched the
as
Terry
we-
Hatcher season
Maybe.
when they had the Love Boat-ettes.
Oh yeah, that's
the Love Boat Eds.
They had like a female dance team on the ship that became pseudo characters in the background. One of them was Lois Lane, Terry Hatcher.
Oh,
It's like her
really?
first role.
That's
That is awesome.
interesting. That's interesting. Yeah.
He was the dumb one.
Oh, of course. Yeah. She does that well. Jason, the man who coveted Isaac Washington's mad martini skills, Grant. Well, Isaac Washington, he had mad skills. Let's be fair. That's
Yeah.
another proud bald man right there.
Isaac?
Isaac, yeah.
He's
No,
bald
he
now.
had
I
a
mean,
proud afro, my friend.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
I'm
Like a
talking
black
about the
T-shirt.
later Isaac Washington who had the amazing beard and complete bald top. That's the one I'm on about. Yeah. Or am I thinking? No, you know what? I'm
Isaac
thinking
Hayes.
Isaac Hayes. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Hey.
Oh my
I
god.
got my
That's a
Isaacs
different
wrong.
person.
So who's Isaac Washington then?
Isaac
Bartender.
He's
Washington,
the
the
bartender.
bartender.
Love. Okay, yeah, no, I was definitely thinking Isaac Hayes.
His Star Trek counterpart would be Geordie LaForge.
Oh, right. And because I just assumed Isaac Hayes had great martini skills because he probably did.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah,
That's the first thing you learn in Scientology.
that's true.
Yeah.
Well, let's be fair. Isaac Hayes is one of the coolest men of all time. I
Well, there
mean,
you go.
that is
Truck
the
Turner.
most chill, cool dude I've ever seen, man.
He became kind of a bitch at the end, but yeah.
Did he?
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's too bad.
Scientology.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
whole
That's
Scientology,
unfortunate, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Isaac Hayes, I remember, was just wicked chill. I mean, it was like Snoop Dogg chill, right?
Truck Turner.
Yeah, that was back in the day. That was that's classic Isaac.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a bad. I shall remember this, Isaac. I also have one Doom less sexy Adam Bricker. Wow. It's just the love
Wait,
boat.
which one was Adam Bricker? Was he the guy that took pictures?
No, he was he was like one of the
He was
top
the
crew
doctor.
guys, right? Yeah.
He's a doctor?
Yeah.
The creepy doctor?
It is disturbing how much you know about Love Boat, Jeff.
You know what I can't remember is any storylines. I don't
No,
remember.
not
I
at
remember all
all.
the characters.
Yeah, just
And I
the
remember
names.
that it was like a
I know.
showcase for guest stars, right? It was like mostly like,
Yeah.
oh, here's this guy and this guy from
Right.
this show, and
Right. A
Yep.
lot of them did that. But here's the thing, though. Fantasy Island did the
Mhm.
same thing, right? But I remember a lot of
Mhm.
those storylines.
Because it had the devil.
Well, that was a storyline. But there were many of them. Matter of fact, for a long time, I thought Ricardo Montalban's character was the devil or something like it. But it turns out he
But it
wasn't.
turns out he was an angel because he
was.
fought the actual devil.
He did.
That was Roddy McDowell.
And it was a good devil, too. Roddy played a
Yeah,
really
Roddy
good devil.
McDowell was born to play the devil.
He was.
He
Yeah.
probably was a Satanist, though.
Who
Old
knows?
Hollywood.
It's possible, yeah. Although the best devil ever was in Constantine, so but nevertheless,
Prophecy.
dude, that was a great devil portrayal.
I don't even like you.
RH, the only sushi we have in Texas is called brisket. Fair. And of course, Melissa Shelter in Place. I hope you guys are doing well. But the storm did pass you by. I'm assuming it's hitting land by now, though. It must be hitting land.
I think it already did.
Yeah. It's a big one.
There's pictures of people dancing in water.
It won't take long for it to wear down, I hope.
It passed over Florida. We always
Let's see here. What am I going to do here? I do like what Alan has done. Amy's was really good, though.
Thank you.
Amron's was great. I do like what Eric did. Elrod always does awesome stuff. Jason's also was very good, though. To that. Rabbits. This is tough.
That was one thing.
You know what? I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to vote for the one I like the best, and that's Amy's. So I'm done.
Aww.
It was just because it looked like Misty Knight, and I was imagining her
Oh,
sexiness.
there you go.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But of course, my vote means nothing.
It means a lot.
No, it
Means
turned
a lot.
everything
I beat
around.
Eric again today.
What
It
did I
means
do?
a
I
lot.
had just moved up to first, and then I got bumped down to third
What?
Wow.
in like 3 seconds.
Did I do that?
You did that.
Oh goodness, that reminds me of that Urkel kid. What show was he from? What was the name of that show?
Family Matters.
Family Matters.
Matters. Yeah, that was a fun show. Was that the
The
one where the
dad from
dad
that
was a
was on
garbage
Dancing
man?
with the Stars. No, he was a
No, he was a
Chicago
cop.
cop.
What was the one where the dad
He was the
a...
same cop he played in Die Hard.
Oh, really? So that's right. It was a cop. What was the show where the dad was a garbage man, though?
That was Rock.
Yeah, Rock. Damn,
Rock.
that's a
Oh, yeah.
callback.
That is a callback. Yeah,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
good. I like that show though. That was fun.
Yeah, sure, Chester. All black guys look alike. You can't tell what
Well,
characters
come
are
on
black.
now. Those two do look alike.
What's in your
No,
wallet?
they don't.
Sorry.
Goodness gracious. It could be the same actor for all you know.
Reginald Bell Johnson is not the same actor, and he's on Dancing with the Stars now. And I think it's like Standing with the Stars because he's too old to move.
Oh, fair.
It's kind of funny.
Well, you know, you just need a pretty girl to spin around you. So
Yeah, he just kind of stands there and puts his arms up, and the lady like twirls around him. It's pretty funny.
Twirl, twirl.
But he looks
No,
like he's
the
having
guy
a time of his life. I'm like, go, man.
well, ballroom dancing is quite popular in Japan. I don't know why. But they do have ballroom dancing schools all over the place. And I have done some ballroom dancing badly, but I did do it.
Aw,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Is it something your wife tries to get you to do once in a while, or
Oh
just you
no,
had
I
to
had
do
to
for
drag her. I had to chain and drag her to it. Actually, yeah, she hates dancing. But you know, I used to go to the club and dancing all the time when I was younger. You know, I wasn't any good at it, but my generation, you
Yeah,
didn't have to
fun.
be. Just kind of swing your arms a little bit, and you're good.
Oh yeah, and I think you said you were in a breakdancing group,
I
right?
was the one on the left.
So you're better than you give yourself credit.
Well, my main job was to tilt my body inward, therefore to the right, and cross my arms across my chest. That was my job. I had a mean knee spin, though. I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
were you the fat girl that's always the bottom of the pyramid?
That's right. Yeah, that's me.
You can't have a pyramid without somebody really good on the bottom.
We had a couple
They
of
just
dudes that
roll
were
with it.
really good, though. There were a couple of guys who were amazing. Yeah, but not me. I was color.
There you go.
So, you know. Anyway, thank you very much to Melissa, of course, Rosa, Jason, Rabbit, Elrod, Amy, Eric, and Alan. But of course, our winner today is Vicky Stubing.
Vicky Stubing.
Congratulations, Vicky. Very nice. Awesome. And of course, Alan is tied, so we have two winners, of course. But thank you all very much. It's a lot of fun. What are we doing next week, Eric?
We are doing Psycho Slumber.
Psycho Slumber.
All right. We're
doing Psycho Slumber. Hey.
Yeah. It's a Phil Diaz book.
Okay. Oh, so it's an indie.
New book.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right, sweet. Nice. And after
And
that
we kick off we
ahead.
kick off the holiday the Halloween season. So we got Psycho Slumber, we got Terrifier. Anime horror might get bumped for another indie creator. Then Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I don't know if we're doing a show on actually Halloween, but I've left that open just in case. Yeah,
I hope so. What day is it? Is it the correct day? Is Halloween the 31st? Does that fall on us? It does.
Yeah, that falls on us.
Shit,
Yeah,
of course we're doing Halloween. What are you talking about? Absolutely.
we might be going out to get candy.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's got to dress up.
If I have to jump up in the middle of the stream and go like, hold on a second, there's someone at the door.
That's fine.
And then come back, that'll be why. We'll get costume reports.
And I also have topics already picked out for 2025 so far.
Nice.
We got Cheech and Chong.
Nice.
Warner Brothers cartoons.
Okay.
Total television characters.
Ooh.
Which would be Underdog would be probably the most famous one of those.
Yes.
Superhero stuff because you want to do some superheroes.
Yeah.
Ready?
Jennifer Connelly
You best.
is going
There
to
you
be a
go.
subject.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
It might have, that might get bumped into. I might bump that in before the end of the year. But heavy metal, we're gonna do heavy metal
Yeah,
too. We'll
we
do
should
heavy
do
metal
heavy
next
metal
year.
for sure. Now, come on.
Eric,
What are you going to do for Jenny? What are you going
Oh,
to do
you
for
could do
Jenny?
all kinds of things. I've been
What
practicing
won't
drawing
I
her
do?
perfectly shaped almond eyes.
Goodness gracious.
I have an in the
Career
wild.
opportunities.
It's okay. I'm gonna put
Left
Jeff in
here.
charge that day.
No, you
Yes,
have to
it
tell
does.
us all about her.
Yes.
What am I gonna tell about her? We were just kids, dude.
We want to hear the
Oh, there's
story.
still be fun
Okay.
stories.
Here's a big secret. You guys ready? Everyone
Did-
listen. Everyone listening?
Did you guys play doctor as kids?
No, of course not. But here's a big. You ready? You ready?
Yeah, go
She
for it.
doesn't like snakes.
Oh, okay.
You want to be really
Girl.
cool is
Good, good,
you could
good.
get her on the show.
I don't blame her.
Dude, I haven't talked
Yeah.
to her in decades, man.
Well, that'd be a perfect opportunity to talk to her.
I know. We do promote family togetherness on this show.
Yes,
So-
we do.
Together again.
Hey,
It'd be
Jennifer, would you
hypocritical.
come
to
on my
talk to your family.
YouTube channel? Be a good
He
cousin.
really said,
Yeah, that's about what it would sound like, wouldn't it? But
I mean, it might
anything,
help her career.
yeah, I'm sure. Is there anything else you'd like to report, Eric?
Nope.
Very good. So, Amaran, Amy's got questions.
What'd you have for lunch?
"Yay!"
Did you have lunch?
Nothing yet.
Oh,
Okay.
nothing.
Oh, no.
Ooh, it's a
We'll get
mystery.
something really good then.
It's a mystery.
But anyway,
Anyway.
Anyway.
Yes.
I am working a lot of stuff
Yeah, but-
for my Patreon, so
Oh,
I have
nice.
been busy.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's good.
Cool.
That's good.
Mhm.
And yeah, Jeff is dropping your Patreon information, so awesome. And what are you working on?
Just the usual. You know.
Mostly like
The
pinup
pinup
stuff?
stuff.
Or are you doing any
Yeah.
short form comics? Or
No, don't have time to do any of that.
Have you
But
ever,
yeah, just single pinups.
you ever tried sequentials before?
Mhm.
Oh, you have.
Years ago.
Cool. Thunder says he will be on that stream. I don't know which one he's talking about.
but that one?
The Kiss and Cousin stream?
No, he's good.
Yeah.
One brother, one.
Christmas is awesome.
Thank you very much, Amron. I appreciate it, and have a good lunch.
Yeah.
Girls
It's
or
good.
Amy, anything you want to talk about?
Oh, oh, we're just keep on keeping on, and just as always, glad to be here. Glad to share an evening with y'all and get to draw some again and catch up with what everybody's up to. Great to hear from you, Rosa. Glad to hear you're doing better, and yeah, we'll see everybody next week.
Oh yeah. Sorry I missed the show, everyone. Your art's amazing, and yeah, I'm
Yay.
going to be adding something in the draw along later tonight. You might be done tonight or tomorrow. I still enjoy. I picked the Detective Rat. That guy.
Yep, Agent Rat.
Agent Rat. Thank you.
Yay.
Agent Rat.
I'm so
Very,
glad
very
you
nice.
got here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thundero says Jeff is awesome. He should host, not Chester. I agree.
Oh,
There you go. Jeff's been
Super
promoted.
pants.
Alrighty here. Elrod, you got anything to talk about?
So much, Chester. So much.
So much.
Mainly that we should love our families.
Yeah.
And stay in touch with them. You know?
That's
Absolutely.
Amen.
Even if you haven't seen someone in a while, just drop them.
Yeah. Just reach out.
Yeah.
Say, hey,
Not spoken to
your cousin.
many of my family.
Not calling
in a very
you
long time.
sister.
I'll be
Good.
there.
Well, I hope when you're on vacation you get to stop by and see some of them and say hi.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I have no
Take care of
plans
them
to go to
eyebrows.
America.
Stay away from unibrow.
I mean, your uncle?
Rock here was
Or
great.
Germany.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I will next year.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Elrod, for that. Jason.
All right. Good to see y'all. Good. Always a pleasure drawing with you guys. Right now, I'm working on this picture right here. It's
Helen Keller.
Nope. Sophie Scholl of the White Resistance.
Oh, that's pretty. What a nice
White Rose
drawing.
Resistance. Yep.
Is this the White Rose Resistance?
Yep.
Yeah,
Her and her
White Rose
brother-
is extraordinary.
I have no clue
Oh,
what
yeah.
that is.
Yeah, she her and her brother started a little resistance. They were both Christian people, and the Nazis found out. They were just talking about them behind their backs, and they were taken and beheaded by the guillotine, and she was 21 when she died.
I see.
No.
Well, they, I'm assuming they were executed because they were talking out, not because they're Christians, seeing as the Nazis were extremely Catholic.
Well, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't buy them.
So you would argue some of their stuff, but anyway,
Well,
yeah.
some of the
they're-
upper echelon, sure, but the Nazis were
Especially
extremely
Hitler, my
Catholic.
goodness.
Yeah.
Hitler, my goodness, just wow.
No, he
anyway,
was super Catholic, actually. Yeah.
yeah.
Were they? Oh.
Yeah.
Were they
But
still
it-
saying
Part where you
with
can say it's the whole Christian part of Christianity there. So
Yeah. So anyway, I am also working on fall stuff, and it should be out here in a little while. I can show y'all art. I just I entered the fair.
Nice. You got an award
that
there,
one.
I see. Nice.
Yep.
Yay!
Won second place. And the dragon there won fourth.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yep.
Well,
and
the Gene Wilder one is great. That is really good. Yeah.
Gene Wilder. Yep. And that's basically all I got for today. Just head on down to my Instagram at creation.jason, and I'll see you guys later. God bless.
We love you.
Love you too. Praying for you, Amy and Melissa.
Oh, thank you so much.
That is interesting. I've never heard of the White Rose Resistance. That's interesting.
You should.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Well,
there's a guy named Seth Gruber who basically made the White. Well, didn't make, but he remade the White Rose Resistance, and they're fighting against abortion and stuff like that. So yeah.
I see. Oh, well, there you go.
Mostly
Thank you very much, Alan.
Mm-hmm.
Alan.
Same old. Just working on my book.
I want the pew pew again. More pew pew.
Pew pew.
Well, there it is. There it is. Very good. Pew pew. Pew pew.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, just working on the Atros book at the moment.
Nice colors.
Yeah. Monkeys.
Monkeys.
Monkeys are always the bad guys, aren't they?
The monkey.
Not
king.
always.
The monkey.
No, definitely. Monkeys doing cocaine, that is dangerous.
Could be a wild book.
Harambe was a hero.
He was.
Harambe was here. Yeah.
Forever.
Harambe,
Yeah. Do you hear the
no.
conspiracy theory that all this bad stuff started with the death of Harambe? It's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the best.
It didn't.
It's the best.
It started with Popeye's chicken sandwich.
That's true. That is true. But of course, you guys can check out Atro City and all the stuff that Alan is doing. Go do that. Let's see here. Have I got everybody except for Rosa? And yeah, okay, Rosa.
Thank you for including me. Yay. Amy and Melissa, we're praying for you guys. I'm so glad I got to hear from you, Melissa. And I know it's kind of scary. So just everybody out there, please pray for our people. The world is a harsh and scary place. And the miracle is that we're here at all and we're still alive. And with that, to tell you that I'm waiting for my next book to come out on edit right now. In fact, I'm knee deep. I actually broke off because Jeff was like, he saw me over on another channel. He's like, are you going to come tonight? And I'm like, yeah, I better come because I just showed up on here. I'm supposed to be editing. And so, no, I just sort of bailed on my editing. So I'm going to stay up tonight and get an edit finished before the end of the weekend. But we're hoping that we can get this out probably around the first of the month. It's a little bit behind, but I try to stay on track with all of my books. But this year's been pretty crazy. So be praying for me as I bring this puppy home and go ahead and get it published.
and that will be Caballeros del Camino for Watcher of the Damned, number 8 in the series, and number 9 actually of the published books. So thank you so much, guys, for letting me be here, and I love you and 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 you most of all. You're my favorite one. You know who you are. I love
Thank you.
Love you, Rosa.
Very good. Thank you very much, Rosa. All right, excellent. Do come back next week for another indie, which is awesome. And of course, it'll be in the Halloween month, which means you have to watch a horror movie every night. That's the rule. I don't make the rules. It just is the rule. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
So you're gonna have fun with it.
Yeah. So we'll have a lot of fun with that. Anyway, Jeff, take us out of here.
Namaste, baby.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Later,
Hey,
everybody.
baby.
Does
All
anyone
right,
want
God
any
bless y'all.
cheese?
All right, see you.
Cheese.
Woo!